gonna double check some stuff. Okay. Hello. It's Spooky Saturday. Time for spooky games. That is the rule. Oops. Okay. Man, I am not on top of it right now. Okay. I'm good. Um, yeah, so I don't even know how much of this game is fully out because there's like different episodes for it. Um, maybe it's fully out now. I'm not even sure. I don't really know. Something like that though. I mean, it's like it has a bunch of episodes out at least. I just don't know how many or like how long they are or how many there are intended to be in total. I'm not really sure. I have no idea. I have no idea. Also, my lamps are like now behind my computer. I tried it on Thursday as well, and like I have them back there, but they're both like slanted. And they're like angle like it's kind of precarious looking, I'll say. I'm gonna try something. Oh, I needed to get something, but I'm gonna mm, yeah, I'm gonna try some. It's not gonna work. I'm gonna try something new though, lighting wise. I think. In addition to the lamps I have. Um, what bulb is that? Because now I'm thinking about it, the smaller lamp, I swapped out the 25-watt bulb for the 40-watt bulb, and it is brighter than the other. But it might just be the fact that the other bulb is older. I thought it was a 40-watt too. Should be. But it's probably just older. I don't know if you guys, if anyone else can tell like an older light bulb versus a newer one. Or like start to get the sense when a light bulb is about to blow out. But I don't know. I tend to notice that, but again, that's what I mean when I'm like picky about lighting. I'm picky about um not just picky, but I guess I don't know, I'm more sensitive to lighting details, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I've been really well, I mean, with the exception of like taking a nap earlier today, this afternoon, and dreaming about I dreamed well, in the dream, I made multiple attempts to get like sugary sweet things. So I was like, okay, clearly I want something sweet. So I had a couple sweet things this afternoon actually because I was like, clearly I want sugar. Like really bad. I like dreamt I was in a store and I was like looking at like gummy worms and gummy bears and like trying to decide like what I wanted to eat and then like another um later on in the dream because I don't think I ended up getting those because something else came up in the dream and then I had to leave and then in another part of the dream I went to a like convenience store and was going to get a donut but they didn't have donuts and I was like okay well where's the next closest convenience store. I need a donut. It was like I mean it was the other stuff going on too and it was wasn't all about that but it was like the focus for me in those dreams, right? There were other people like doing other stuff but I was like I want something sweet. So I ordered something sweet. And I went to the market too, so but yeah. So it was kind of funny. Um and yeah, but I've been like working really hard the past couple days. I've been working really hard. The weather's like really nice. Now the weather's warmer too. As like for a few days this past week, it's gotten sunny again, which is nice. Again, like this is the one type of year I want to be sunny. So I was thinking about this earlier. I used to always say my favorite season is spring, but like that's maybe an oversimplification because like I really like fall too, right? Fall is also really nice. So is winter. Summer's okay. It just gets so hot. I don't like the heat. I don't like the heat. I'm a cold weather girly. Um, but I seem like a fall girl. I mean, so here's the thing. So I was thinking about this. So the I always said my favorite season is spring, but that's because of like sunny spring days that are mostly do the dark academia style. Yeah, okay, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, the dark academia is definitely like a fall winter style, which is true because like that's one of the reasons why I don't like summer, not just because the heat is uncomfortable, but also because I really struggle with warm weather fashion. I'm like I love cold weather fashion, not warm weather. I don't know what to wear when it gets warm. LA's rough. Because I don't get to wear like any of the styles that I prefer, that I think look best on me, that I feel pretty in. So, like I kind of just wear a bunch of really simple clothes now because I like can't wear what I want, and then I'm like, I don't know. Eventually I'll move back to the Northeast, I think, and I'll be able to wear the clothes I like again. But mm, but yeah, the best like if we rather than say like what's the best season, if we say what's the best like type of day for seasons, the best sundress? No, no. I can't pull off a sundress at all. Like that doesn't work. Um, it doesn't work. I like a skirt and like tights or leggings and like boots. Um, I'm a big fan of boots. If it's not like jeans and Converse. Um, and then like sweaters, jackets, that sort of stuff. Um, Not the biggest fan of like cardigans. Um, I don't know why. I prefer just like jackets and just sweaters rather than a cardigan. Um, and then like potentially, when like I don't know if I feel lazy, like a hoodie or something, but like jeans and Converse or boots and a skirt. I love that sort of stuff. So leather jackets, yeah, I guess leather jackets. Nothing too crazy though. Like I like them more simple, a simple leather jacket, not with like a bunch of chains and loops and I don't even know. Something simple, something simple. But they can have different cuts, right? They can have different cuts. Um, and like different, patterns. I mean like pattern as in like a like sewing pattern, not like pattern like fabric pattern. Yeah. Um, but uh, but yeah, I definitely like cooler stuff, cooler weather clothes. But like, um, mm, the best days are like sunny spring days, particularly the mornings. I love that. Sunny spring mornings. It's like you just want to go on an adventure. Especially it's less the case here in LA because it doesn't really have like seasons. Or it does, but it's not like the four seasons that you would expect. Um, but back on the East Coast, um, it's like I like spring when it's like a high in like the 50s maybe, maybe into the 60s even, uh and like if it's like later spring, and then because like that feels warm, right, and like super comfortable compared to the winter, and all of a sudden you like don't have to wear a coat outside, you might want a jacket or you might just forego the jacket, right, but it will feel nice and comfortable, even though compared to the summer that's like kind of chilly, but depending on where you're at in the Northeast, I guess. No, even it still feels chilly. It might be common, but it's still kind of chilly actually. Um, but uh, but yeah, and then and I want it to be sunny, and those spring days are my favorite, and that's the reason why spring's my favorite season, right? Like those spring mornings when it's a day where it's starting to get warm, right? Highs in the 50s and 60s, and it's sunny, right? With like puffy clouds in the sky, right? Like that's what I like. That's what I like. That's peak. That's peak time of year. But I don't like rainy spring days. I really kind of hate them. I just like adventure weather, right? The weather that makes you want to go on an adventure. Actually, I was thinking about this the other day too. Because I was really locked in the past couple days on like trying to download the rest of my liked TikToks just in case the ban actually went through today, which it didn't, but just in case. And I kind of want to get that done and over with so I can like move on. What adventures? I don't know. I don't know. Treasure, dragons, something. Helping someone reclaim the lost throne. I don't know. I don't know. Not adventures you have in real life, but if you were gonna go on a fun like fantasy adventure or just like anything, I don't know. Like I don't know what adventure. I just want to like go on an adventure. It's adventuring time, right? Um, but I like I guess it's also play D&D on a porch. I mean, I guess you could. Yes, you could. I've never played D&D, so um, but it sounds like fun. That would be good to do. Um, would embrace the mood pretty well. But like mm, what was I gonna say? Yeah, any sort of yeah, any it's just an adventuring time. It's an adventuring time to go off and I don't know, adventure. Because it's like all of a sudden nice, right? And like you've been cozy inside all winter, but like, now you have the energy and like the weather gives you energy to like go off and do something fun, right? And I guess I don't know, like my dad always took us out, like well, he liked fishing, so we went fishing a lot, but sometimes we didn't go fishing, right? Or the fishing included like wandering through the woods and stuff, right? And or just driving around through the countryside. And that like was I don't know, like we'd usually do that if the weather's nice-ish. And and the thing is about my dad, like he would wake us up like, well, my dad got up at like 7 a.m. Saturday mornings and Sunday too, I guess. But Saturday was the big adventuring day, and he'd get up at like 7 a.m. and then like we'd pretty much have breakfast and be dressed and ready to go and be out of the house by 9 a.m. Like, um, and then we'd be, I don't know, doing who knows what, driving around for a few hours, taking a little hike through the woods, then going fishing for a few hours in some creek in the afternoon, and then like come home for like dinner in the evening or something like that, right? And I don't know, that just got me like so I don't even know what the goal of the adventure is. You just go out there, right, and have an adventure. Explore something. I don't hike. Well, because I'm like kind of by myself, so I don't really, it's not super safe to go on hikes by yourself. And that was like when I was little. I didn't have a choice in that. I was like in elementary school. Um, and so, you just kind of go, "Hey, Trunk Monkey, welcome, welcome." Um, you just, like I mean, we went fishing a lot too, but I didn't enjoy that. Um, but like I don't know. I don't know. And like mm, I don't like it's like I don't actually go on adventures, but I'd like to, but I don't know what I don't know. I feel like you need friends, right? You can't go on an adventure by yourself, right? You have to go on an adventure with other people. That's kind of like, the thing. You have to have an adventuring party, right? You have to have a party of adventurers. Um, but yeah, but that's why like I think spring is my favorite season for those sunny days. However, the rainy days of spring are like the worst days. So it counts as an adventure. I was just kind of explaining this, like, I don't know, just getting out there, doing something. I'm not really lonely per se. I am introverted, and I'd love to go on adventures. There's just like I want to do a lot of things that like I can't do by myself, if that makes sense. Um, or like that I don't like to do by myself, or that just aren't as good or aren't worth it by myself. Um, like even like watching movies, right? Like I'm not very good at watching movies by myself. I kind of like I'm not too impatient. It's just particular for movies. Like not even TV shows. I can binge watch a TV show. It's just for some reason movies are really like the pacing of them. I just kind of get half an hour in and I'm like, I could be doing something else with my time right now. And I'm just not focused. But like it's easier if I'm watching with other people, because like then then I can't just stop, right? Um so or like, you can like engage with the other person about the movie and things like that. So I don't know, that's kind of it. But yeah. So You really don't do a lot of stuff unless you have someone with you. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So it's like, am I lonely? No, no. Like I'm happy by myself, um, but but there's stuff I want to do that I don't want to do by myself, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, I, mm, I do want to go on adventures. But yeah, but I don't know, an adventure, like, and again, it's not necessarily even that I want to go on an adventure. It's like, or that, I do go on adventures. It's just spring is nice because it puts you in the mood, right? To go on an adventure. And like that's the best feeling. It's such a good feeling, right? To like look out, see the like newly green, grass and the nice warm breeze, comfortable outside, and you can just like, you know, go do something. I don't know. Find it weird that people are self-conscious about lazing around by themselves. You're allowed to relax. Yeah, I'm not always very good at relaxing, to be honest. Um, because I don't know. I feel like I like waste too much in between time, I guess. Like, I'll like come home from work and be like, okay, let's take a little break now, eat a little snack, watch a video, and then I'll like, take half an hour, 45 minutes or so to like, chill for a bit just to like, and I guess it is taking a break, but like it's not very relaxing because, I'm kind of like have the pressure of what I'm doing next looming over me, you know? That's kind of why I sometimes don't mind getting sick because like when I'm getting sick, when I am sick, I like but I'm like, I gotta relax. That's like actually the most important thing now is to like sit down, relax, take my time, enjoy something, and like rest up. And like I actually will allow myself, like my brain will allow myself to recognize that that's the priority, right? Not even what's coming next is like the most important thing is like get better. And so that's kind of nice actually. Try to relax, but then you feel like you're wasting time and could be productive. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Even though like being relaxing is the productive thing, right? Like, but for some reason I feel like I haven't earned it, right? Because I set really high goals for myself for like what I want to accomplish. Like I literally have my to-do list over here from what is this? From Wednesday, I think. And like there's no way I could get this done in all on Wednesday. But I have a problem of setting up like too much to myself. So sleeping between events is always the worst. You experience sleep paralysis. Oh, yeah, sleep paralysis is like, yeah, kind of rough. I've had it several times, but you don't feel like you earn the rest. Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it. So like, I feel like I say, "Oh, I have to do all of this stuff." And then because I over budgeted myself, I'm like, there's no way I possibly can do that stuff. So I never get everything done that I want to because I overbook myself. And then I don't feel like I've earned any rest. So, but then I still like take the rest, but I'm not happy with it, right? I feel bad about it. And then it's less efficient rest because it's less restful. But yeah. Oh, but anyway, I was talking about the seasons. I want to share this. Because this was like new revelation for me today. It's like spring is my favorite season because of those sunny spring days. The rainy spring days or cloudy spring days ruin everything. And like so it's rough for me to be like spring is my favorite season because a lot of the spring days I don't like, and then I look at fall, and honestly, fall can have any weather. It can be sunny, as long as it's not hot, right? I don't like it really hot. But as long as it's like starting to cool down from summer, right? Fall can be sunny, it can be cloudy, it can be rainy. I don't really care. Plain cloudy weather, by the way, is my like least favorite weather. Just like a sky full of blank clouds. Like if they're gray, that's fine, but a sky full of just like plain white clouds without really much distinction. No rain, no storms, no mist, no fog, like just white clouds. I hate that. That's my least favorite. Um, but yeah, but pretty much like even those days aren't so bad in fall, right? Because especially because you're coming from the summer where you had probably a lot of sunny days or hot days, and then at that point the cloudy skies aren't so bad. You're like, well, at least it's nice and cool, you know. And like if it's windy or not, like that's nice too. Like fall can't really go wrong. You can't go wrong with fall. Um, so, I really like on average, fall days are like the best season, right? Because none of them are bad. But spring, those rainy spring days are just kind of depressing. And like rain in the spring is the worst season to have rain too, I think. Like rainy days in summer are nice. Rainy days in winter, it's well, it's okay. You kind of pretend it's snowing. And hopefully it's probably snowing. So that's fine too. But like spring rain is no, no, it's the worst time for rain. And it's the worst time for cloudy weather because it's when you want it to be sunny. You've had enough clouds in the winter, you want it to be sunny for spring weather, and then when it isn't sunny, then like it's even more depressing, right? So like spring has the best days but also possibly the worst days. But sure, what's your favorite season? It keeps switching over the years. Fall seems pretty good, not too hot, not too freezing either. Yeah, exactly. Like I always used to say spring for those really nice sunny spring days, but on average it's got to be fall. Winter's good too, but sometimes you have those winter days where it's not cold, and then I feel cheated. I'm like, no, it needs to be cold, and I want to be cozy. I want to wear my, you know, cold weather clothes. I want to be inside or outside, all bundled up, but I prefer it to be snowing or have snow on the ground. Preferably a nice clean layer of snow, right? Not just a bunch of slush piles. Um, like that part of winter, like if it snowed and then there's nothing left but like the little snow mountains in the parking lots, right? Like that's kind of mm, it just little slushy bits that are gray and gross. Like I don't know if I necessarily am a big fan of that part of winter, but if you can get pretty consistent snow coverage for most of winter, that's pretty nice. If it like snows frequently is good, or if at least it's cloudy, right? Sometimes sunny winter days, like it's nice to have a few, but they get significantly worse the more you have, right? Because like they're just not wintry. Double when it snows is so rare where you live, which kind of sucks. Yeah. I mean, it, it never snows in LA. Well, it kind of did a little bit. I mean, because it snows off in the mountains, so it's like not that far away, really, where the snow is. In my last apartment, I could see some snow from my apartment, which was like kind of surprising. And I would look out and I'd be like, "Oh, look at the snow in the distance." Like the way winter looks, but driving in snow sucks. Yeah, I mean, snow is like very inconvenient. That is true. Um, so it depends on like what you're doing with your life, I guess. If like you get to stay in or if you have to go out or like where you live, so like if there's other forms of transportation or something, like I don't know. Or like if you live in an apartment versus if you live in a house and you have to shovel the snow. So, like I get it, like snow can be inconvenient too. But and like I remember, walking on ice, right? Sucks a lot. It's very stressful. And like it's probably worse the older you get, right? Because like eventually you get old and walking on ice can be frankly dangerous. I mean, I had a friend in college who she slipped and fell on the ice coming out of the my department's building, and she like fell on her elbow and broke it, and then she had like several months of physical therapy to so that she could almost fully extend it again. And it's like and we were in college. It's not like she was an old person, you know. I mean, kids might say that's an old person, but but like there's no reason for her to like lose full mobility of the limb over just tripping on some ice in front of the building that we had to leave for class. It does not snow what ice is. Ah, I see. Yeah, yeah. The ice is not good. Um, that's yeah. There's no positive for ice. Like snow at least is pretty. It's like I don't know if it's fun, but it's pretty. It's nice. It sets a good mood, sets a good vibe. But ice, there's no benefit to ice. Ice just sucks. Ice just sucks. But So I guess like the seasons depend on where you live, but my judgment of the seasons comes pretty much from, you know, the Northeast, which has a proper four seasons, like just like what you would expect, just like they tell you when you're a child. I experienced that. But now living here in LA, I'm like, how do kids who grow up here, like, they don't have the seasons the way people tell them? So the only time you like ice is when it's in your drink. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Dawson, welcome, welcome. Walked out of your apartment and the whole parking lot was ice and you can't drive in that. Yeah, yeah, it's sucks. Um, yeah. Sometimes you get the ice storms and everything and um like I've had times where I've had to walk like to school and stuff in like a couple feet of snow, but like it had iced after the snow. So there was like a layer of ice over top of the snow. And so you'd have to walk, but you have to break through the ice to then step into the snow. It was so awkward. But sometimes you're like, if you can't break through it, you have to like kind of slip on the ice, but you're like a couple feet off the ground because you're on top of the snow. It's so weird. It's so weird. Um, but yeah, I think summer and winter are, I think I prefer winter because I just enjoy cold weather more. And I find it easier to dress for cold weather too. Um, but summer is also nice. Like it feels the same as winter in some ways, like average averaging out. But I think because I just like the cold weather better, winter ends up winning over summer. But they're like pretty close in the rankings. And spring, again, spring and fall are both pretty good too. It's just that spring has high highs and low lows. And fall has really solid days pretty much every day. So like I think spring is still my favorite season for those sunny adventure mornings. But if I had to say the best season, it would be fall. And sometimes I give the different answers for that. What's my favorite versus what is the best? Like my favorite Disney movie, The Lion King. What is the best Disney movie? Mulan. Um, but like or like my favorite fruit, strawberries. The best fruit, mm, raspberries probably. So it's like my favorite versus the best thing because I don't always like what I think is actually the best. Sometimes you just feel attached to stuff. And then it's your favorite. So for me, I think spring is my favorite season, but fall is the best. But anyway, it's the point is spring needs to be nice and sunny so that way you can like look forward to summer properly and everything. But out here in LA, it just ruins it because we didn't really have a winter. And part of all of the seasons, the benefit of them is like what they follow up, right? And spring is partly so good because it follows winter. And fall is partly so good because it follows summer. And winter and summer are like that's kind of what makes them less good because like you kind of already have had enough of cool weather after the fall and winter's like, well, you like that, huh? Here, have a lot more. But they're important because they make spring and fall so nice, right? Um, I guess something like that anyway. Um, not to get too philosophical. But LA throws everything completely into confusion because you don't have those seasons. You have like a rainy part of the year and like a sunny part of the year and a hot part of the year and a rainy, cooler part of the year. And then you have like May and June that are honestly usually very cloudy and depressing. The May grays and June gloom, they call it. And so, but like that's the worst time of year because like for that sort of weather, right? That's like winter weather, but it's happening in May and June. Like, no, 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 no. May and June are supposed to be sunny. It's the end of spring and beginning of summer. It's supposed to be nice and pretty exciting, and you're supposed to be like not depressing. So it's really hard for my brain to like map on my expectations of these times of year and like how you should emotionally feel about them um to what the weather actually is out here, I guess. I don't know, kind of weird. But but yeah. Anyway, that's my little rant about seasons and weather. But recently the past few days, like it has been sunny. Like last week it was cloudy, and that's not what I wanted. Like I was ready to move on. Winter here wasn't so great. We didn't really get good rain. We had a couple rainy bits, but I don't know, it wasn't very satisfying. We had the whole fires, which was just absolutely stressful, and like I'm kind of ready to just throw this winter out and be like, I'm done with it now, ready to move on, ready for summer. But spring first, of course, but then, summer. And I want to, be excited for summer to be like, yeah, moving on. And especially time off of work too, for summer. Like this time of year, you're like looking forward to time off for summer and like thinking of like, your plans for the summer and things like that. And so like I want it to be sunny, right? When you're like, energized and making plans and like adventure. Even if I'm not doing like adventures, it's like, oh, well, what am I going to be doing this summer? You're like even for now just doing work over my little break here, like, having the energy to, get stuff done and be motivated and, like that little boost. But last week it was like cloudy and I'm like, no, no, that's it's not what's supposed to be. It's supposed to be sunny. And so it was cloudy and kind of depressing. And I was like, okay, I guess we're still doing winter then. Closing the curtains and pretending it's winter. And then earlier this week it got sunny, but it was still kind of chilly. Like it was like a high of like 60. And so having my door open, um, like my patio door open and like trying to let in, more light and enjoy the sunshine, but it was just a little chilly. Um, which is fine, but you can't have it open all the time because it just gets a little too cold. And so that was kind of like, I don't know, a little not quite what I needed to feel, super motivated either because I wanted to like open stuff up and enjoy the sunshine and everything. But today it's like a high of like 78, which is pretty nice. So it properly feels like the weather's, gearing up. I mean, a little warm maybe, but I'm inside, so I don't have to worry about that. And so it's pretty nice. And past few days I've been like, like I said, I was working on downloading a bunch of TikToks and stuff, which, um, are now low priority again. But for a second there it was high priority. I need to make sure I get them done. The problem is scrolling down TikTok to get to the liked TikToks, that were like the older ones is kind of difficult. I don't know, like to organize it, but I wasn't doing TikTok dances. I was downloading TikToks. All my like TikToks. But I'm done with my old account now. I'm done with at like 20 22 parts of like 100 TikToks each. I'm done. Well, I'm not done with the ones that can't be downloaded, right? I still have to like screen record the ones that I just have links for. Um, but I'm done with the ones on my old account. So that means up until I started VTubing. So like November, 2022 or like October. Yeah, I think I started switching over because I made my new account I think in October of 2022. And so I didn't start VTubing until like December technically, but I made my VTuber in October 2022. And um and I made those accounts then and stuff. So that's when I switched over and started using the new TikTok. So I'm on that now. But I went through like those downloaded, well, I tried to scroll the way down, but then like I had to refresh every time anyone liked one of my TikToks or liked a comment on some other TikTok. And like scrolling down took a really long time. I wanted to start at the oldest likes and move, to the most recent. But it didn't really work. Because it took me a really, really long time for all of them to load all the way down. And then I had to uh I was like, I'm not doing that again. So I just started from the most recent. But the most recent, they load faster from TikTok to TikTok, where the farther down you get into the older ones, they like it takes longer. So, I don't know. It's Oh no, and of course I don't have any of the ones I need screen recorded and stuff. But I made good progress. I made good progress, and I really super logged in for like hours working on it. So, but it needs to be done. It needs to be done. I wanna do, react to all of my like TikToks. So over time, it'll be comes in many parts. It'll be many streams. It'll take me a very long time to do it, but that's fine. It's fine. Sometimes nice to have, a potential just reaction stream sitting if I need it, But anyway, let's get into playing our game. Let's get into playing our game. Here's the music. Oops. Okay. And then switch over. Yeah. Hold on, I need a drink. Go back to 3D and do TikTok dances. I don't have full body tracking. So I don't have full body tracking. And I don't do TikTok dances. I don't want to do that. No. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. All right, let's continue. All right. What was her accent? Stella. Right, she's a YouTuber. And this Gretchen, right, was the name of the dog, I think, if I recall. All right, this looks like a good shot. Man holding the camera. She hands you the camera and takes position. I need one. Why does the puddle look so sad? I don't know. Maybe she's sleepy. It is late at night. Ahem. As night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Cell, and I find ourselves in a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. It's a pretty old dog. That's true. That's true. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching, Stellars. Be pretty sad too if you got woken up. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if she's woken up. She's just been up for a really long time, and she's what, 17? So yeah, she's pretty old. I could take that camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. Okay. In the meantime, we get to take in all this gorgeous scenery. Duke may be gone, but that feeling in your gut still lingers. Something terrible awaits you. Something unavoidable. Though what exactly is wrong in these woods still eludes you. There's something wrong here. I love the mystical answers. I'm so glad we picked mystical. I just feel like we're just kind of creepy. The nature out here is incredible. I'm so used to only seeing rats and pigeons. Pigeons and rats. It's breathtaking. It's hard to take it all in, what with all the danger. Being this route from civilization stresses me out. I've seen better. Not a fan of the bugs. Quietly look into Stella's eyes. What? Are we romancing her now? What do we think? Mystical or book smarts? I think mystical, right? Books. Chat. You guys like rats, right? You guys love the rats. We don't want to diss the rats. Used to only seeing rats. This is nice. Now I'm out here in nature where there are no rats. Or pigeons, apparently. We'll do mystical, I guess, right? There's something wrong here. I just love the simple, creepy, answers that are just weird. I'm not that sort of person. I wouldn't do that because I said this before, I don't like surprising people. I don't like making people feel uncomfortable. I don't know. I don't want to seem mysterious. I don't want people to, make assumptions about me or incorrect guesses and then like be thrown off when they're wrong, because then again, like I've surprised them somehow, right? Like I don't really like that sort of thing. So I wouldn't do this where I'm like just, you know, being cryptic, I guess, right, about stuff and like saying things cryptically. Because the crypticness leaves like the opportunity for people to, I don't know, read into things maybe in weird ways. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it triggers my I don't want to surprise people reaction, right? So this is nice. This is one option, and mystic impending doom approaches. Yeah. If you were mystical, maybe you would. I mean, I don't know. I feel if I were really mystical, I still wouldn't like to. I don't like surprising people, right? So even if like I wouldn't answer like this, right? I wouldn't give these sorts of answers. I'd be like, I don't know. It's, you know, are we sure we're safe out here? Or, you know, like, what if something happens, right? You know, I'd word it differently. I wouldn't be like, something feels wrong. There's something wrong in the air. It feels oppressive, dark. You don't happen to mean stinky, do you? It's not the skunk ape, Stella. Do you think you're smelling the skunk ape? No, I don't. No, more like a storm is coming. No, something metaphorically oppressive and dark. Yep, that's gotta be skunk ape. I'm gonna remain silent. We don't follow this up. I said something's wrong. You don't have to be so shy, you know. I wouldn't worry too much if I were you. My gut usually warns me if I'm going to run into trouble, and I feel a-okay. What? Hold on, let me check the sound here. Let me turn it up a little bit, tiny bit for you guys. Okay. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud, percussive snort. It's a deer, and this noise means they're alerted. It's alerted the rest of its herd to danger. Do we tell her it's skunk ape? Death has come for me at last. Goodbye, cruel world. Makes it even more ominous. What? Are you remain silent? Yeah. Well, that's what the character we're playing here. That's a okay. Do we say death has come for me at last? Goodbye, cruel world, or do we say, oh no, the skunk ape has found us? Do we like encourage the skunk ape thing? I mean, okay, wait, no. Hold on. We want to be a good friend to this new friend. The death one is something you would say. That's what I would, you know, that would be good too. But remember, we're being YouTubers right now. Okay, we're YouTubers. Stella's a YouTuber. You know how they are. We hear a snort, that's 100% the skunk ape, okay? We need content. Content. We gotta do our friend a solid, okay? She needs content. This is her career, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not 100% certain if she's a full-time content creator. But she's small-town famous, okay? And which she might even be big-time famous. We aren't sure. But we know she has to support her baby girl Gretchen here, okay? So, death has come for me at last. Goodbye, cruel world. I don't think that's gonna be good content. I know she doesn't have her camera on, but like, it's okay. It's okay. Well, I'll repeat the line when she turns the camera on. Let's do it. I'm gonna do it. I wanna do it for her content. Okay, I wanna help her out. She's a content creator. I need to give her content. Oh no, the skunk ape has found us. Oh god, the skunk ape found us. Now it is we who are the hunted. See, that's a good line too. You have to admit. Haha, I wish. That's just the sound deer make when they want to warn the rest of their herd about big scary predators like us. Let's check it out. How am I the Ryan Bergara of this duo? What has happened? I don't understand. She's the one that actually is like into this stuff. I mean, good on her. She's not like easy. ghost hunter, cryptid hunter content creator. Like, good for her. Super good for her. But also, I'm the one that doesn't even believe in Skunk Ape. How about she plays the believer and I play the skeptic, right? Why am I the believer here? What have I done? Okay, we're gonna check it out. Because the deer are afraid of something, so that could be Skunk Ape. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. A single deer remains behind. Oh God. Staring down the beam of light while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. And then it's gone. Did you see that deer? That was a fucked up deer. Jesus. And Gretchen is grossed out. Geez, Gretchen, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself. She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato. They don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? I mean, she is kind of potatoey. Was that some sort of cyst or something? There was something wrong with that deer. Why did you bring her with you? Well, I got my heart rate up. I'm ready for the hunt. It's never too late to turn back. Okay, let's ask the questions here. There was something wrong with that deer. Did you see its face? Now that you mention it, there was something a little off. I'd bet it was an abscess. Maybe a tumor. It's not like wild animals can get those taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger. Poor thing. But there's not much we can do about it. Why'd you bring Gretchen with you? She doesn't seem like the safest choice for a hiking companion. I actually find her to be quite the opposite. Sure she wants to chase stuff, but I usually let her when I'm not on one of my cryptid hunts, so I can't hold that against her. I'm just happy she's still so feisty even at her age. Pugs aren't exactly known for their good health, but here she is running around in the woods at 17. I'm like singing Dancing Queen now in my head. And I feel like fresh mountain air and exercise have helped a lot in that regard. You defy the laws of nature, don't you, Gretch? Maybe she's a cryptid. Have we thought of if Gretchen is a cryptid? Have we considered this? I think maybe we should look into this a little bit. Like rather than go out hunt the cryptids we don't have, maybe we should investigate the cryptids we do have. You know? Just a little bit of a philosophy there, just thinking. Well, I got my heart rate up. I'm ready for the hunt. So ready for the hunt. Same for me. How about we take a quick snack break to fuel up? Then we get right into the night's activities. Okay. What about my peanuts? Christian seems like one of those dogs that aren't really fazed by how old they are. Yeah, I don't think she knows she's 17. Time for a drink. Okay. As you settle down to rest, Stella breaks open a bag of assorted snacks. Take the trail mix, extra M&Ms. Ooh, I want some M&Ms. Snack bar, dried apricots, sesame seeds. No thanks, I'm not really hungry. I'll take the apricots. You grab a handful of dried apricots. Or apricots. How do they pronounce it in the South? I dried these myself. Janie gave me a bunch of apricots, and I had no idea what I was supposed to do with apricots, and they were starting to go bad, so I panicked and threw them in the oven. And now she keeps giving me more. Please take as many as you can eat. I've had so many that I can't even taste them. Okay. You and Stella settle down on an overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sounds of evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws a stick, distracted for the time being. So, tell me what it's like in Los Angeles. Do you have a house, an apartment? Do you live with family, roommates, pets? Tell me what it's like to be Sel. Okay. What do you want to know? You had a dog like that, actually. She acted and moved like nothing bothered her, and she really only started to slow down the last 2 or 3 weeks you had her. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. When my dog was getting really old, he just, stayed in his dog bed more and more, Well, it's because, he had arthritis and cataracts, and, his back was riddled with a bunch of tumors and things, and he had the brain tumor and stuff, and, he had bladder problems, and So, you know, I mean, he just, you know, I mean, he was always very territorial of his little dog bed anyway, and his little he had like a couple like dog dolls that like he like treated like his puppies or something, and he was like very possessive of them and his bed. Um and yeah, and I guess he just stayed in his bed more and more, I guess. Because like walking and moving was just too difficult for him. So, oh, why do you want to know? Why wouldn't I? Oh, it was what I thought. What do you want to know? I guess it was why do you want to know? Why wouldn't I want to know? I've lived in this town my whole life. Okay. I live alone in a dingy studio apartment. I don't. I have a 1 bedroom. Thank you very much. I live in a closet in a house with 10 roommates. I live in a doorless basement that floods whenever it rains. I live in an apartment with a difficult roommate. I live in a 12 by 12 shed in someone's yard. I live in an internet cafe. I'd rather not say. Short or may silent. A dog with a doll of a dog. I mean, this is my son. Yeah. He was like that for forever. But like it'd be rough if you dropped something over near his bed. Because like he'd like bite you. If you got a little too close. Especially me. He didn't like me. I think because he was a year older than me. So he was like, I was the new baby, right? Because like my parents had him for like a year, and then I was born, and he was like, you know, annoyed about the younger sibling, right? My other cat, the one like I posted on Discord, she was like really sweet and motherly, and like very cuddly, and like, you know, I could like do whatever with her, and like she was like really chill about it, because she like mothered me, the teeny little girl. But the dog was like the older brother who is jealous of the younger sibling type of vibe. So he like, well, okay, he bit me a couple times, but you know, like a Gretchen lore. I guess if like if it's not like a spoiler or something, like if it's something I'll get to later, then like I'll just get to it later. Um, but yeah, my dog like once like I pulled his tail when I was a toddler, and then he bit me. I mean my bad, but I was a toddler. I did. He had a curly little tail, much like Gretchen, kind of. So I was like, pull pull. And then he bit me. Very rude. And then once when I was 5, I got too close to his dog bed, and I think I might have been trying to grab something I dropped or something like that, and he bit me again on the hand both times. Not very nice. Not very nice. A little traumatic, but cat looked down at you. She was so judgmental of everything you did. Oh yeah, I had 3 cats growing up. I had like that first cat. Then she died in her second surgery because she ate too much plastic, and so we had to have a couple surgeries for her to remove the balls of plastic that accumulated in her stomach, and she didn't survive the second surgery. Then I got another cat. We only had for a few years because like she like we could not litter train her, and it was causing a lot of problems, so we like let her, you know, we like gave her up, and because it just wasn't it wasn't working. She was very feisty, a bit of a tomboy kind of cat. And then after her we got another cat, and I got him from the pet store, and it was like a bunch of little floofball kittens that were like 6 weeks old, and they just kind of sat there looking cute, you know, with their little kitten faces and little fluffy bodies. And then there was this black cat that was 11 weeks old, and he was running around like playing soccer with one of the little like balls with like a little bell in it, and he was like just, you know, playing, running along the cage, dodging these little like floofball kittens, and I was like, he's a little weird. I'll take him. And so we bought him, and because they didn't have any kittens. I do like kittens because I like, you know, bonding with the cats, and I feel like it's harder to bond with like an older cat. So, and they only had, I think, at the animal shelter at the time, 2 older cats. So I got this kitten from the pet store, and yeah, it was like, and then I had him for a really long time, until he died, like when I was in college. Which that was a kind of traumatic death, but yeah. Anyway, but he was really cool. He was like, I don't want to say he was my favorite out of all of them, because the first one was just so nice and sweet and supportive too. But he was like, I don't know. He was like my buddy. He was my buddy. We got along really well, you know. And like he was always kind of around when I was at home and stuff. So like, you know, he was good. He was good. Okay, we're gonna say we live alone in a dingy studio apartment. This is like kind of like where I lived last. I don't really like living with a lot of roommates. Just because I kind of keep to myself a lot unless I'm like really comfortable with someone. So I tend not to like the roommate situation because like I just don't want to overstep into their stuff, so I kind of keep too much to myself. Unless I like someone and I'm comfortable with someone, then it's a little bit different, but like, especially the more people, the harder it is to feel comfortable. So like, not a roommate fan. Doorless basement that floods whenever it rains. It does flood a lot, but there's not really basements. See, trick question. LA doesn't really have basements. They tend not to build substructures because of earthquakes and stuff like that. Fun fact. Your favorite cat was this one boy cat you used to have. No one else liked him, but he was chill with. No one else liked him, but he was chill. He was chill with you. Then you lost him because he traveled to Arkansas. Aw. I see. Yeah, that's rough. But yeah, being a boy cat, like, it was kind of funny when I was like little. For some reason, to me, it just like made sense that like cats were girls and dogs were boys. For some reason, it just felt like cats were like girlier and more feminine, and dogs were more masculine. And like I knew not all cats are girls and not all dogs are boys, but it just felt like that's like how it should be, I guess. I don't know. Or like, you know, I don't know. It just like, you know, it felt gendered between the two somehow. But yeah, but boy cats tend to be friendlier than girl cats. So that's also, I think, why I vibe so well with the boy cat we had too. So roommates can be weird. You once had a roommate because you worked at the same place. Big mistake. Oh yeah. The save gas is not worth it. Oh yeah. Yeah, working at the same place. Oh, it can be weird to like have a coworker and a roommate. The cat just hopped onto someone's trailer and hitched a ride. You just let the person who found him have him. I see. Well, it's still nice that like, you know, he had a new home, I guess, rather than like, you know, running off and not knowing. So that's still good too. There's sometimes cats around the neighborhood that like roam around, and they're like, back home, I mean, and they're like strays, but not, kind of. But you know, they're kind of like everyone kind of. They're an outdoor cat that like the community takes care of, I guess, in a way sometimes. But yeah, I had some rough roommates before, but also like amazing roommates. Like one of my best friends, from back on the East Coast was my roommate in freshman year of college, you know, and like, you know, that stuck. That was a good one. So, you know, I've had really good roommates, and then I've had, yeah, not good. So stray cats at work, truckers took them. It gets lonely on the road. I guess that needed company. Yeah, that makes sense. Stray cats can be nice because they're kind of friendly, you know. And well, yeah, and like again, these cats back at home, they're not technically strays. They're like outdoor cats because like you know who originally owned them. They just let them roam the neighborhood. So, but you know, when they come into your yard, they might as well be a stray because, you know, I mean, it's just they have food everywhere is the idea. They have a bunch of people who leave food out. So there's this one cat I used to hang out with in the summer, like in college. And I was like doing my summer reading for some of my classes, ahead of time. And I would like sit at my grandmother's house on the back porch, and like this cat would come up. And she was like really pretty. She's really pretty, but she would lay on the table, and then I'd like pet her while I'm doing my reading and stuff like that. So yeah, outdoor cats are bad. They're invasive species. I know. My grandmother always complained about how they were scaring off the birds and everything like that. Our cats were not outdoor cats. But when your neighbors have outdoor cats, there's not much you can do unless you steal the cat from them. But then they're gonna know that you stole their cat, so you can't really do much besides, I don't know, take what you get. You didn't know until like a month later. Oh, okay. You assumed something got him because you found his collar. Oh no! He didn't even have his collar. Oh, and then you got the call saying where he was. I see. Oh, well, at least you had that like peace of mind eventually. But it's rough that it was like a whole month where you didn't know where he was. But okay, yeah. And I live in an apartment with a difficult roommate. I haven't had a roommate in a while, so it does flood a lot when it rains hard. LA floods like crazy. And then there aren't basements. I live in an internet cafe. Trick question. This is not Tokyo. This is Los Angeles. We don't do internet cafes. All the cafes close at like 7-8 p.m. I live in a dingy studio apartment. It's closest, I guess. I live alone in a dingy studio apartment. And I love it, and it's a mixed bag. I hate it. It's a mixed bag. At first, it was kind of nice to finally have a space that was just mine, but now it feels cramped. It's like I'm stuck in a closet alone, and no one can come let me out because I chose this for myself, and as far as they know, I'm happy being there. The lights flicker, the toilet is constantly getting backed up because the landlady upstairs keeps flushing her cat's litter. It smells like cigarettes for some reason, and it's home to an extremely durable population of roaches. But I guess it's home. I do what I can to spruce up the place. I've got a plant. You know how they say living things are supposed to brighten up a room. If you look at homeless in LA, they shoot you on sight. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. There's a homeless encampment across the street from my last apartment. But I was a little bit nervous to walk by it because sometimes, I mean, there were some guys who came up and like shouted at me and stuff, but I'm sorry, homeless people. Yeah, homeless. But do they shoot homeless people? They don't. What they do is for homeless people, and I mean like it depends, I guess, on like where they are. But like at least all the homeless people like at that encampment in my neighborhood, they would come by and clean it up, but what they would do, they wouldn't go shoot everyone. They would send them down the road to there was like a neighborhood like thing with the little pallet houses, right? Little pallet shelters that are kind of like little college dorm sized sheds basically, with like a bed. You're joking. They have homeless benches and stuff. It's just psychotic. Oh yeah. But a lot of cities have that. Even cities that don't have high homeless populations, they just like, yeah, they don't like loiterers and stuff in places, whether they're homeless or not. But yeah, they send them, and the thing is, like, on this topic, like, a lot of people, this will be the last thing, then we'll get back into the game, but, they have these, and I don't know if people are familiar, because I know a lot of people are familiar with the homeless problem in LA, but don't know, like, some of the efforts. Now, obviously, especially recently, there's been a lot of discussion about, like, I've just been seeing the headlines, but about, misuse of funds, that were supposed to be allocated for, the housing crisis and things like that, but haven't been, and misuse and I don't know, whatever. They have a lot of these like little, like a little parking lot, or if there's like one of those little like extra little spaces next to the freeway, right, where there's like a little triangle where a road meets another road and a building, and there's like an extra little green space, they'll set up these little like a little community of these like little sheds. They're called like pallet shelters. And it's basically just like a shed, but like, it looks a little, it's like a little bit nicer than a shed, I guess. I guess it depends on the shed. But it's kind of like just pretty simple. It has like a bed in it. It has like a little kitchenette and some shelves and storage and stuff like that. Like a little heater or whatever inside, to make it correct temperature, and a couple little windows and stuff, so it's not like it's completely dark or anything. And they move someone in there, but it gives them a permanent address, or at least it gives them an address, right? So they can apply for jobs and things, and they have showering facilities, and bathrooms and all that sort of stuff for them. And so they have a place to keep their things where it's safe, right? Because like a lot of people worry about their stuff in these like encampments and things, and like the junk they kind of collect. And then now they can't keep all their things, because a lot of times they have like generators, they have couches and chairs, and they have like a ton of stuff, which they can't fit all in their little shelter, but they at least can, they have a bed, they can have shelves, for their personal belongings, their clothes, their trinkets that are of importance to them, stuff like that. And food or whatever, because again, they usually have like a little kitchenette maybe in there and stuff like that, or space where they can put that stuff. And and they can like decorate it however they want or whatever. And again, it gives them a safe place that's like monitored, and can like the people who run it try to provide services, hook them up with, they like can't provide the services themselves, but they'll hook them up with like rehab services, counseling services, like what they need, and we'll kind of like make those connections for them, and help them get that stuff. And again, it gives them an address so they can apply for jobs. They can clean themselves up, so they can apply for jobs, because it's hard, when you don't have shower access or you don't have an address. It's hard to get jobs that way and interview and things like that. And they help them do this stuff. Now they are there for like, it's temporary, they're there for like 6 months or something, but they also try to find them other housing and find them jobs, and they work them through this process. But a lot of people give that a lot of hate, because they're like, oh, that's just a little shed, it's just a little room, and like they deserve a house to be in. I don't live in a house. I live in an apartment. I don't know. I'm not saying that like they don't deserve a house, because like maybe everyone deserves a house, but I think it's a little bit unreasonable to expect to take someone from who's living on the street and put them in a house when like this is fine too. It's like a dorm room. Like people are like, that's inhumane. It's like a dorm room. It's like a small dorm room. College kids can live in it. These people can too, right? And they have what they need to like get themselves back on their feet. It's not meant to give them a house and then be done with it. It's rehabilitation kind of. And it's more affordable. You can't give everyone a house. But also a lot of people get upset because they have curfews and they believe that that's inhumane. It's like a 10 p.m. curfew. And they think that is inhumane as well, because they are adults. But it's meant to, try to keep out trouble and crime and stuff from these communities, to make sure they're safe places. And like, and I mean, I think that's fair to have a curfew for this stuff. Like, you do get housing for free. It's not fancy housing, but it's something. And, like, it is effort put in to make it safe. So I think a curfew is reasonable to help them try to ensure safety. But a lot of people like to think that all the homeless people are just like normal everyday people, just, out on their luck. But like a lot of them are disabled, physically and or mentally. A lot of them are addicts. and, you know, they have psychological trauma or psychological problems that they're working through, and like that can cause issues. So, you know, it's nice to try to, not all of them, but plenty of them. And like, you know, I think a 10 p.m. curfew is just not unreasonable if you are a, like, you know, completely mentally, emotionally, physically, you know, 100%, you know, neurotypical, healthy, typical person. Like, I think it's still reasonable to just be like, yeah, okay, 10 p.m. curfew. It's not like you're not allowed to go out after 10 p.m. You can't go to the club or hang out with your friends after 10 p.m. It's like, that's like, okay, I guess. I don't think it's that big of a restriction, or if it's like people are acting like it's slavery or something. It's just a 10 p.m. curfew, man. Like, I don't know. It's not that bad. But people get really upset about curfews. But I think they're nice initiatives. And like, you know, it's not, you know, obviously ideal, but that's because it's a step in a journey to sort of recovery and re-entry into society for a lot of these people. And like, you know, I think it's fine. And it's like, now there are a lot of empty houses and stuff, but the housing issue, like, that's a separate issue. I think in LA is like the issue of houses and their price and stuff. That's a whole separate issue to the actual homeless population. That's, yeah, that's different. Although the traffic, it does connect to the houses. However, that's the same thing. But anyway, that's my little rant about these little you know, housing communities for the homeless people. Is that I don't think they're that bad. Like, I don't think having a curfew, having a no drug policy, I don't think these things are bad. Because, like, I don't know, it helps a lot of people. So I don't think they're that big restrictions. It's not like it's not slavery, you know, like and it's not inhumane to put a curfew, because you give children curfews, but that's not inhumane. You're still treating them like humans. It's not like they're not human just because they have a curfew. So I don't know. Okay, let's see. When you put it like that, I wonder if staying in that old mansion is a step up or a step down for you. Maybe just a step sideways. Have you tried looking for a different place, or maybe finding a roommate? There's got to be something better out there for you. Okay. Thought about finding roommates. I've had enough bad roommates for a lifetime, and this is cheap. Saving up for something better, or shrug. We'll say I've been saving up for something better. We're gonna go optimistic. Oh, I hear you. I've been saving up for something better. Oh yeah? So what do you do for a living? I build programmatic ads for a company nobody's ever heard of. I sell arts and crafts on Etsy. I'm a first-year associate at a big law firm. I'm a streamer. I'm a student. I'm a teacher. I'm in the service industry. I'd rather not say. I'm a streamer. You're a YouTuber. I'm a streamer. Let's be friends. I'm not a full-time streamer, but you know. Do it. I'm actually a streamer. Oh, no way. A fellow content creator. I guess we've got a lot in common, Sel. What are the odds? What sort of streams do you do? Oh god, why do you keep asking me these questions? I play video games, I do art, I teach people how to cook, I play music, I mostly just talk to people. I play video games. That's cool. I'll have to check out your channel sometime this week. How do you like it? Won't trade it for the world. I used to like it, but now I don't. Oof. Why don't we like it now? What? I don't know. I couldn't see my, like, I'm hard to, now that I'm like in this, I didn't realize there'd be so many follow-up questions. I don't know. Like, personally, I just pick streamer because I'm streaming right now. But like, I can't imagine being a full-time streamer, though. Like, because I know I wouldn't ever get to that. So, like, would I say I wouldn't trade it for the world? Or would I even used to like it? Like, because I can't, like, I would never, like, even get to that point. But remain silent is just kind of awkward here. What do we want to do? Or do we say we're happy being a streamer, or do we want to say that we used to like it but now we don't? I just feel so negative though. I mean, would I even like being a, like, if I were a full-time streamer, would I like it? I can't even imagine. I don't know. Yeah, let's just be positive. We'll be positive. Dude, I couldn't even imagine, like, well, I wouldn't be good at it, is the thing, right? Like, to have enough, to be at that point where you're, like, actually full-time, I'm not good enough to be at that point. You know, like, I think the most I could handle for a viewer count, I feel, is like, I don't think I could go above 200. Which I know it sounds like absolutely insane. Me with my 5 viewers right now. I don't think like, I honestly, I mean, I guess it depends on the type of viewers I would get. I don't know. Too much thinking. But, like, you would need, I don't know how many you need. I guess it doesn't necessarily, depends on how you monetize, but, like, for full time, you would need at least several hundred concurrent viewers average. Yeah, I don't think I'd be good at that. But I guess we'll just pretend that we're a streamer and we're full-time big streamer and we love it because we're so good at it. Think positive. Also, what is that over there staring at us in the darkness? Can't deal with 200 people calling me toaster. You know what? I see, because, okay, here's the thing, is for me, I've never been at that point where I don't talk to every single chatter, right? Or address every single chat message. And I worry for that jump. I don't know how people do it, for the jump where you don't talk to every single message you get in chat, right? That's, like, the biggest thing for me. And I feel like, depending on how many of your viewers are active chatters, it kind of depends on, like, what I think I could handle. That's the biggest thing. But if they're all calling me toaster, that's okay, because, like, as long as they're all saying the same thing, I could do thousands and thousands if they're all saying the same stuff. Right? It's only if they're, like, each doing, like, a different conversation, then it's just, like, it's too much, right? Then it's just too much. I don't think I could keep up with that many people. And I mean, I know it would be different. I've never been in that situation, right? Where I have enough people in my chat where, like, I can't keep up with every chat message, or where it would be okay for me to not acknowledge every message, right? So, you know, like, understand most people usually lurk in bigger chats, though. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, I mean, it kind of depends, though. Like, because, like, sometimes you get, like, chats with, like, 100 viewers, but, like, you know, a lot of active chatting. But sometimes, you know, you still get a chat with 100 viewers, but, like, only 10 people chatting. Like, it kind of depends, you know. You never respond to your messages, then I DM you to threaten your dog. You don't have a dog, but I send pics of random dogs in LA and threaten them. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, that happens. Yeah. Yeah, of course it's true. Of course it's true. April Fool's Day was several days ago. Well, a few days ago. But why do I hate you? I don't hate you. I don't. Let's see. When traded for the world, most people I meet tend to raise their eyebrows when I yet. Yeah, keep trying. Keep trying. Most people I meet tend to raise their eyebrows when I tell them what I do, but I love it. It might not be much, but it makes me feel like I'm taking control of my own destiny. That's a little about that, but believe me, I can relate. I don't think I'd give up what I do for anything. A crisp breeze passes over you. What about you? What's your story? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside town. Actually, the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job, because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. You live with your parents? That feels like a weird... You live alone? Yeah, the place used to belong to my parents, but they're not around anymore, and the holler's a small enough place that other folks don't need roommates. I can't get her accent today. I'm sorry that her accent's so bad. Like, did they move? Oh, like, oh, because they're dead? I'm just gonna say nothing. Dude, I don't know. They're not around, okay? Like, if she wanted to explain, she would have explained. She didn't. You hold your silence, uninterested or perhaps unwilling to probe Stella any further. What was that noise? It's showtime. Whatever lurks behind the tree line is something best left unseen. The events of this evening were already set in motion long before you stepped foot in Scarlet Hollow. What? There's no turning back now. Something terrible out there. Jesus Christ. Was Gretchen clearing her throat? Skunk ape, more deer. Please tell me that was a raccoon. Say nothing. Skunk ape! Oh man, it's skunk ape! Gotta be, right? Could be, could be. Whatever made that sound, I've never heard anything like it. And it's close. Here, watch Gretchen for a moment while I check this out. Okay. You and Stella inch towards the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. As you approach, a series of weak clucks call out from a nearby bush. Is that Duke's chickens? Yeah, I was gonna say. Maybe Duke's birds. Whoa, I didn't finish reading. It's doing things on its own. What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it must be maybe 2-3 feet tall? Doesn't look hairy either, so I think we can rule out skunk ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. It looks like it's headed north. Let's go after it. Can't believe it. Cryptids aren't supposed to be real. Right behind you. I was on board with this whole thing, but now we found something. What have you got me into? Do we have to or follow Stella? Right behind you. I'm not complaining. Onward. You follow Stella as she sprints into the unknown, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by her leash. Gretchen's even into it. She's more into it than me. Oh no! You tripped. Ah, it's a chicken. Right? Does it have a tumor too? Ow. Oh god, the monsters got you. We're gonna die out here. Oh good, the monsters will get you first. Oh god, the monsters got you. We're gonna die out here. I'm gonna be so dramatic, man. Good content. It's good content. Okay, okay. We gotta do it for the content. I don't think she's rolling right now. I know she probably is. But she dropped her camera though, but oh god, the monsters got you. We're both gonna die out here. Ha. It's okay, settle down. No one is being attacked. I just tripped on something weird, lost my footing. Oh no, that poor thing. It must have been one of Duke's. Oh, Jesus. It's still alive. I guess we have to roll the camera. Ahem. Seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks. She's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth under her skin. Could be a tumor, could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Geez, I hope I don't get demonetized for this one. Wait, do you hear that? Stella, I swear to God, didn't I tell you to go on home? Birdie? Birdie, oh no, what happened to you, sweetheart? Duke, we just found her like this. I think there's something seriously wrong with her. Jesus H. Christ. Okay, There's something wrong with all the animals we've seen tonight. Duke, we saw this thing that got a hold of her. Chicken. Duke, I don't think it's a mountain lion skinning your chickens. Do you think we should put her down? It's just like that deer. What are we gonna do now? Okay, let's say first. These are explore options. They don't move the dialogue, so. There is something really wrong with all the animals we've seen tonight. No goddamn shit. It's like some kind of plague. It better not be contagious. Duke, we saw the thing that got a hold of her. Got it on camera, too. I don't know what it is yet. A gnome or something? You know there ain't no such thing. Examine the chicken. Ugh. You stoop down to look at the chicken. Don't let Gretchen get too close. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She seems nervous, squirming slightly against her harness. Let's start with the wing. The wing is barely still attached, but that seems to be the least of this chicken's concerns. Whatever got a hold of her busted her wing up too, little bastard. Yeah, what a bastard. Examine the head. Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you, glazed over, but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. Oh, yeah. Okay. Good God. At first you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. Is she pregnant? She could still get better. Maybe she just needs that thing to pop, and she'll be right as rain in a couple days. Happened to me once, and there's not so much as a scar these days. I don't know. It kind of looks like there's something in there. If you didn't know better, you'd say this could be some sort of parasitic growth, like a wasp laying eggs inside a caterpillar. Yeah, pregnant chicken is... I don't like it. Is it the same with that deer? So if the deer was pregnant in its face? I don't think I like it very much. Having investigated to your heart's content, you step back and give the bird space. Do you think she's become an egg? Like one of those things is going to pop out of her? No, I refuse to entertain that notion. She ain't some kind of incubator. She just needs that thing drained. Maybe some antibiotics, that's all. Okay. Duke, I don't think... Not lying. Oh, yeah, okay. This is just like that deer. Deer? What deer? We ran into one earlier. It had growth just like Birdie. As you, Duke, and Stella take stock of the situation, a sound begins to wrap around you. Gently at first, barely a whisper. But then a guttural moan, and then another, and another, until suddenly you find yourself surrounded by a chorus of groaning misery. I think we should get out of here. Agreed, we've all had enough excitement. Come on, Birdie, let's get you home. Are you guys hearing this? She starts filming again. As Duke scoops up the injured birdie, the voices in the trees intensify. It's like you're all suddenly surrounded, the strange sounds coming closer, growing bolder. What in the hell is that? You feel a tightening in the leash pulling at you from behind. Don't you step another foot closer, I'll shoot. Don't think I won't. Ugh. The man hesitates and the thing steps forward, fixing what seemed to be its eyes on Bertie, tucked under Duke's arm. The leash is drawn fully taut, and then there is a sudden looseness. Gretchen starts making ungodly noises, screaming and howling along with the din around you. Oh no! It's not Gretchen! You and Stella turn just in time to see another of the creatures slithering out from the bush. Gretchen whines and barks, reaching a fevered pitch as another creature's malformed hands grasp at her. Oh my god. Oops, sorry, that was the wrong accent. I'm like so distracted by this. What's going on over there? As Duke glances back, everything seems to happen at once. A pattern of unnatural feet and then chaos. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at a shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Bertie with oddly jointed lips, while Stella stares in shocked silence as it paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. Okay, I'll get the Gretchen one. He gets that one. Stella, film. Film for your life depends on it. This is good content. Shit. Get your grubby little hands off my bird. Oh, gotta save Gretchen. Are you kidding me? You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen hands. Care about Birdie. Birdie's already gone. You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. But then there is a deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it's gone. Duke? Oh my god, what do we do? Okay, first things first, I grab Gretchen. There. Step 1 is done. Gretchen is safe. Great. Okay, step 2. What's step 2? Oh my god. Revenge. Okay. Our options are holy shit, what the fuck? And hey, it's okay. Let's take some deep breaths and collect ourselves. We call the cops, obviously. We go home, pretend this never happened. We go after those damn things. It's what he would want. Revenge. Damn it, Stella. Why didn't you do anything? You just stood there filming. What's wrong with you? I mean, I don't know she was filming. Well, Stella, looks like you got that footage you wanted. Happy now? Okay. We'll do the freak out option. Okay. Deep breaths. We have to do something. What if we chase after those things? Get as much footage as we can. It's the only way anyone will believe us about what happened. We owe it to Duke. Stella, you froze. If you go after those things and you pull that again. No. She's filming. She has important work to do. We have to get out of here. Lead the way. Are you sure this is a good idea? Are you nuts? A man is dead, Stella. Yeah. A little. Yeah, you're right. Let's head back and call the police. Maybe my phone should get reception once we're back at the main road. Yeah, we can't take on these things. Oh my god, there's so many. They're like the Kodama from Princess Mononoke, but they're like not. Like cursed. As you and Stella quickly make your way back through the woods, the unearthly whispers of creatures unknown once again surround you. Keep moving. You say nothing, continuing forward with a grim determination. We lost Duke, but Gretchen's fine. Yeah, that's what matters. As long as Gretchen's okay. Look at that sweet little face. We're almost there. They were both old. Let's be real. They were both old. You and Stella reach the main road, and the whispers fade back into the sounds of nature. It sounds like they've stopped following us. Could get reception now that we're back on the main road. Let me find my phone so I can call the sheriff. You feel a buzz in your pocket. Six missed calls from Tabitha, and 13 text messages. Tabitha's worried. Just pulled my phone. Didn't think she'd be so needy. I think I'm in trouble. It's nothing important, or keep it to myself. I'm gonna call her. I don't usually like calling people, but like this feels like the way to go because she's been really trying to get a hold of me. You try and call Tabitha back, but it goes straight to voicemail. Okay. Text her she needs to calm down. Dude, no, we're gonna text her. We're okay. You text Tabitha back and let her know you're okay. Your message sits unread. Okay. Tabitha's been blowing up my phone. Because I don't know, maybe something's wrong with Tabitha, right? I guess she must be worried about you. But, first things first, let's call the police. Stella pulls out her phone and dials. Hello, Earl? It's Stella Richmond. I'm up the mountain on the Asgina Trail. Duke is dead, Earl. Shotgun. Happened right in front of us. There's something in the woods. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think we're okay, but hurry. Jesus, Earl, who's going to tell Bo? I guess now we wait. Your fight or flight switches so fast in horror games. Usually run, but the second an animal gets involved, you'll throw hands with whatever's going for the animals. Yeah, I mean, like, well, in that situation, like, I want to save the party, right? So we want to take care of as many people as possible. And I thought Duke could handle himself. I didn't feel Gretchen could, so, like, you know. And Stella wasn't going to do anything, so I'm like, alright, I'm here for Gretchen, and Duke is there for, I guess, Birdie. I don't know if we're saving Birdie, but, you know, Duke was going for it, so. It takes a little while, but eventually a patrol car arrives at the scene. Out of it walk two officers, Sheriff Hugby, a friendly older man, and Deputy Franklin, a serious man wearing sunglasses despite it being the middle of the night. I don't trust him. I think he's a cryptid. Deputy Franklin. Curious how he got part of his head blown off. I think the shotgun, he, like, accidentally shot it in the struggle. I think. And it, like, shot at his face. My accents aren't that bad. They're not very good. You like listening to them, that's good. The biggest part is I need to differentiate voices, right? That's my goal, right? Is, and because I did that before too, I would, like, read books out loud, because I used to do that just for fun. Like, I convinced my brother to listen to me read books to him. When I was, like, a teenager. And I was like, let's read, like, a chapter of this book a night. And I read through all of a series of unfortunate events. He's only a couple years younger than me, so it's, like, kind of silly. But, like, I just like reading the books out loud. But you have to do, you know, like, because in order to distinguish quotes and who's saying them, like, you might not get a dialogue tag mentioned, or, like, it might not say who's saying the quote until after the quote, so you kind of need to distinguish the voices. So I, like, would kind of just do a bunch of different voices or accents. Accents first, partly because, especially stuff like this, because there's way more dialogue than there is narration because of the, visuals taking up some of the narration. So, all the dialogue, if I did a kind of different voice for a lot of the dialogue rather than accent, the voices are a real strain on my throat. To do, like, you know, different lower pitch, higher pitch stuff. And to me, it feels like I make a big, like, when I do, especially, like, try to do, like, quote unquote lower pitched voices that feel lower pitched for me, when I listen back on them, they aren't, they aren't lower. And I'm like, oh man, I was, like, digging into the bottom of my range for that one, and it's not even really that much lower. But the point is, it at least distinguishes it, right? It's a slightly different voice, and so it distinguishes it a little bit. And that's what matters, as far as I'm concerned, is, like, separating the voices. So your brain immediately went to the monster grabbing it and just turning it on him. With the shotgun, that'd be kind of funny. No, and that's why, like, I think it looked like it was angled up at his face, so it was shot at him from below. And his monster was standing on his hind legs, like, throwing punches. So, if it grabbed it, it would have been like a blow straight into the head rather than up the side, I think. But we didn't look at it for very long, to be fair. So. See, right there. A thing jumps out of the woods, then the shotgun goes off. Oh no. We have to do a new voice now, though. What in Sam Hill? What is that? Some kind of Pillsbury Doughboy? Could have been a naked maniac. No, there was more than one. They chased us through the woods. Whatever they aren't human. Gretchen did better against her monster. They were the right choice, yeah. Yeah, Gretchen, definitely the way to go. I don't regret it. Duke could take care of himself, okay? Duke could take care of himself. How was I supposed to know he couldn't? And he'd shoot himself in the face. That's not my problem. Like, what was I supposed to do? How could I have stopped that? Couldn't. I'm sure. And they killed Duke. Now we're gonna have to confiscate this camera, Miss Richmond, if you don't mind. This is evidence. But, okay. You shot him. No. Unless you shot, okay. Yeah, unless you shot him. What, like well, I mean, he has the gun, so. How do you lose to Gollum's weird cousin? You have a shotgun? Yeah. I don't know what went down on Duke's end of the fight. I don't know. That's between Duke and his monster. I helped Gretchen out with hers. Gretchen was just so teeny tiny. Let me just turn off to save the battery. Here you go, Deputy Franklin. We appreciate your compliance with the law. We'll get a team out in the morning to retrieve the body, but for now, Sheriff Hugby and I... Please, call me Earl. Earl and I will escort you, and... Who are you exactly? That's Sale. She came into town today for the funeral. Sale? As in... Tabitha's cousin, yeah. Damn! Didn't think you'd actually show. We'll escort you both back to town. If there's a naked maniac on the loose, it's best you don't walk back on your own. It wasn't a... Never mind. Why aren't you going out there tonight? There's a dead body in the woods. Those things out there could attack someone else. Yeah, you have to get the body, don't you? Even if it's the middle of the night, like, still have to get the body. Well, it ain't exactly like old Duke is going anywhere at this point. He'll still be out there in the morning. We only have a skeleton crew at the moment. Monday nights are Deputy Derrickson's bowling nights. We'll be on alert for any more reports of naked maniacs, but retrieving Duke will have to wait. Now, if you'll kindly step into the vehicle, we can return you safely to your home. Do we have to ride back with you? We can just walk. Those creatures left. We'll be fine. He'll still be out there getting eaten. I mean, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. We don't know what's going on. And to be fair, I understand this is well above the police. Like, we need scientists on this. Like, what the hell are those creatures, right? And, like, what does it have to do with the weird growths in the animals? Like, there's way more going on here. But they should retrieve the body, probably. Because it's just going to decompose and it's going to be harder to do a proper autopsy and everything. And it's just really irresponsible to not go retrieve the body. Like, they don't have to go alone. Like, they should probably bring paramedics with them, you know? Call an ambulance. Like, I know he's dead, but... Again, we need to take care of the body, man. I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist for your own safety. I'm always scolding. No. I'm advising. Small town police. Exactly. I think he should stop bolding, whatever his name is. Stella sighs. Okay, thank you. You can ride up front with me, little lady. That is, if your mama permits. Dead body with next brushing your teeth. Whatever. You know what? You should do that too. This is my opinion. Sure, Earl, you can hold Gretchen on the way back to town. Okay. Aw, look at Gretchen. She looks like she's getting arrested. The cops usher you and Stella into the back of their squad car. You are just the cutest little thing, Miss Gretchen. Yes, you are. Sheriff Hugby pats Gretchen on the head affectionately, but she remains wholly focused on Stella, a worried look stretched across her little pug face as Hugby scratches behind her ears. Yeah, how come Gretchen? Well, he has to... Gretchen's sitting in Hugby's lap, so I think if anyone wants to sit in Hugby's lap, then, like, they're welcome to sit up front, but, you know... I don't think the rest of us really want to. Stella stares out the window, oddly quiet. Aw, but Gretchen's looking at you. She wants your attention. Stella, you give her attention. Look at the little paw. Push the little paw. Stella stares a little bit quiet. Hey Stella, you good? She doesn't respond. Oh, I don't want to place a comforting hand on her shoulder. That feels like I'm going too far. I don't want to, touch her if she doesn't want to be touched. I don't think Hugby wants you sitting on him. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he likes cuddling all sorts of people and animals. Who knows? I think Stella's okay back here, fellas. That's a weird thing to say. I want to remain silent. She doesn't want to talk. Okay? Respect it. You sit quietly, watching the trees pass by in the light of the headlights. Every now and then you think you see a pale, anguished face staring at you, before it slips back into the darkness. Is that my brain, or am I actually seeing it? Soon, the rumble of gravel beneath the tires gives way to uneven pavement, and the car comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. You two stay out of trouble. We'll have this all sorted out in the morning. Just get a good night's sleep. And you, whatever your name was. Possible. Sal. Sure, you're in town for the funeral? Good. Don't you go leaving before then. I imagine we'll need to ask you a few questions about everything you've seen tonight. Stella, keep an eye on her for us. Make sure she doesn't get into any more trouble. Excuse you, sir? Y'all have a good night now. Bye-bye, Gretchen. And y'all have a lovely evening. If any bugaboos give you trouble, you know how to get in touch. Okay. Gretchen has 1,000 yards there. Straight to your soul, yeah. Aw, look at her. She's had a rough little evening. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. And Gretchen. No one but Stella and Gretchen. Look, we sacrificed the man for Gretchen. We can't ignore her. Holy shit. You don't mind me asking why do you want to walk home? I guess we'll ask about that. I don't know, why, but sure. That's a fair question. I've just had some bad experiences with cars. I don't know how to drive them, and I don't like getting into them unless it's literally a question of life or death. Oh, that's why she was so silent. Okay. Which I guess tonight was. Sorry if I weirded you out. God, what a night. Keep an eye on me? Are they for real? Yeah, why are they suspecting me? I really had sacrificed him. He died to a creature with noodle arms. It's 100% on him. That's true. I mean, it was him or Gretchen. Look, sometimes you have to make tough choices. And this was an easy one. Keep an eye on me. Are they for real? I can't believe I'm a suspect after we found that footage. I can't believe it either. But it's okay. I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you. I was there. I filmed the whole thing. At the very least, it'll never hold up in court. And I won't. And it won't get to that point either, because I'm going to do a little investigating of our own. We've got to find out more about those things. If we get clearer footage, or if we can get clearer footage, or better yet, trap one of them, there's no way they can blame you for what happened. The library doesn't open for a while, but I've read every book on cryptids they have and never came across anything like this. There is someone in town who might have some useful information. My friend's mom. The place isn't far. We should head over now before it gets any later. I'm going to bed. Screw this out. Should we check in on Tabitha? No, Tabitha was mean to us. Sure, why not? Let's keep this nightmare going. Are they based on actual cryptids? I don't know. Not that I know of. Maybe, though. Okay, sure, why not? Who cares? Let's keep this nightmare going. You alright? Seems like you might be losing it a little. All the more reason to visit my friend's mom. I always leave her place feeling lighter. Come on. She's just down the way. This way. Whatever. Okay. I hope she's still awake. Oh, some ghostly voice. Sal. Jesus. You and Stella turn to see a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. Is it Duke? I need a drink. Some more tea for my throat. Welcome home. You're finally where you're meant to be. Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. Better not touch Gretchen, yeah. You look back and the figure is already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Hi, Miss Forsyth. This is Sel. Is it okay if we come in? You and Mrs. Forsyth briefly lock eyes. She's impenetrable, and you feel small and almost naked in her presence. There's something about her that's far beyond you, but you feel no threat, no malice. It's just her neighbor, I guess. I don't know. And then the moment passes, and you see only the woman before you. Of course. You're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sake, they keep changing her name, and I'm like, what the... And for goodness sake, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. I need to get her voice down. Let's see, I think I want to do more high-pitched than I was doing. Welcome to my little nook. It's nice to finally meet you, Sel. I was so sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the holler. And now poor Pearl Ann is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. Yeah. Offer Sybil your boiled peanut. I love these boiled peanuts. You hold out your bag of peanuts as a gift to Sybil. She offered you and Stella tea after all, and it's only polite to offer something in return. Oh my, thank you for the kind offer, dear, but I'm afraid it's far too late for me to have something so salty. It's nice that she cares about her health. Great offer, yeah. Who was that outside? You knew my mom? How did you know that my mom died? Everyone knows. Never met Pearl Ann. You don't have to pass on your condolences to me. I have no feelings about the woman. You knew my mom? Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with some unsavory tales of her youth. You wonder if we can offer the creature some boiled peanuts? Maybe. We didn't try it. Wait, maybe we should have tried that. How did you know that she died? Oh, Pearl Ann was a chatty woman. Not much went on that I wouldn't get an earful of. Bless her heart. I never met Pearl Ann. You don't have to pass on your condolences to me. I have no feelings about the woman. That's fair, child. But it seemed like the right thing to do. Who was that outside? Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him. Chuck the peanuts at him. I mean, maybe. Maybe that's the secret to the whole thing, you know? Okay, we need your help. Yes. I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? Go on. Duke was killed tonight by something in the woods. Oh, my lord. You contacted the police? Yes, and they didn't take it very seriously. They're not even looking for the body until tomorrow. Those things out there, I don't even know how to describe them. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls a memory card out from her sleeve and pops it into her phone. Straight into her phone? Not without like a SD card reader or any... Okay, sure, whatever, fine. Just pops it on in there. Who does that? I would think like you'd use like an external device. Okay, whatever. I wasn't about to just let the police hold on to this. At least, not before we had a chance to make a copy. Smooth. Can't believe her whole that ever say nothing. Smooth. Yeah. Don't let those coppers get the footage. Cops wouldn't know what to do with that footage anyway. Imagine if they accidentally erased it. Exactly. I'll give it to them if they ask again, but for now, we can examine the footage for ourselves. Where was this? Up the mountain? To the northwest? Within the town limits? Yes. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger? And louder, if you can? I'd need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. You'd better come with us, Stella. I'm sure she'll be more than willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. More willing to help a friend, probably. Okay. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. And Gretchen. Who's a good potato? And a stranger. Okay, I need a good voice for her. I don't know. What are you doing in my house? Offer her the boiled peanuts. Generosity is the best way to make new friends. No. Tabitha's cousin. Oh, great. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friends have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. Okay. My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out there. Okay, I think that's the voice we'll settle on. Heads up, Kanika, this is graphic. Duke got killed out in the woods tonight. It's on the recording. Wait, are you serious? Duke's dead? Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Stella, what the hell is this? I'm sorry either of you had to see this, but Stella and I have no idea how to make heads or tails of it. Stella, are you okay? I'm fine. Really, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'll just remain silent. She doesn't know me. Why does she care if I'm okay? I get it. Poor Duke. Poor Beau. Has anyone told them yet? We talked to the police. I hope they told Beau, but Earl and Deputy Franklin didn't seem to be in much of a hurry to do anything. I'll call him later tonight. But for now, we have something far more serious to discuss. I didn't like Duke anyway, oh my god. It happened in the woods. We weren't supposed to see any of that. I don't know why I would say that. I get it's mystical, but I still don't know what the point of that was. I agree those things are still out there. Yeah. I agree, those things are still out there, and as long as they are, more people are in danger. So very true. But not for the reasons you think. My grandmother used to talk about pale creatures called ditchlings. She always said they were a terrible omen, a sign of suffering to come. Mom, come on. Whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Sel with this tally-po crap, whatever. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. She always said they never hurt people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. But Duke is dead. But Duke shot himself. They were after the chicken. Then if these are ditchlings, his death was an accident, or my grandmother was wrong, and she was very rarely wrong. Just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. Jesus, Mom. Haven't they already been through enough? It's okay, Kanika. This is helpful. I don't know if it is. Okay, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw the chicken in our video. What was that growth? Ooh, I have a special option for if I only have Booksmart and Mystical. I think we have to go with that. It's so rare. Or, well, maybe the ditchlings were here for Duke. I really don't think they were. Let's not say that. Okay. Mostly part of their life cycle. Maybe they feed on negative energy. Yeah, we'll go ahead. Take a menu option that requires 2 traits is the achievement I just got. Must be part of their life cycle. I looked at that chicken up close and it looked like some sort of parasitic growth. The old lady mentioned that they appear during, yeah, when times are about to, bad things are about to happen. But I would say that, like if I were going to guess based on no further information. Oh, she's wearing a Sailor Moon shirt. I like Kanika. If I know other information, like the fact that these things show up before something bad is about to happen, to me, especially if we're like dealing with animals and cryptids, what that says to me is that something else that is worse, that makes bad things happen for like, you know, the town or whatever, feeds on those things. And so if they happen to come, so it's like they aren't here because bad things are about to happen. Bad things are about to happen because they're here, right? Makes you wonder if they appeared because the animals got this growth from somewhere else. Maybe. And they're just here as like a parasite. But also not the parasite that's on the chickens. We see the word here. But they're a parasite feeding on the negative energy of something else that just so happens to be here. They're like a symptom, you know, of the problem, I guess. If these ditchlings congregate around doomed people and places, maybe it's like the negative energy is part of that life cycle too. Like negativity feeds the embryos as well as flesh. They're prey to something much worse. Yeah, that's what I would immediately assume. Because it feels to me like it's too easy to jump to the conclusion that like they are here because of something bad coming, right? And like it feels more like it makes more sense as a cause and effect, as like, you know, rather than them like foretelling the future, it more likely that they're the cause of the bad thing that's about to happen, right? Like, well, that's one theory. Oh dear, I'd forgotten entirely about the tea I'd put on. Let me fix you up a couple of cups. It'll help soothe your nerves. I don't know, it's getting late and I should let Sel get some rest. I ran her ragged today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. I can stay up, this is important. Yeah. Keep going, I'm still wired. I don't know if she's wired. I don't know if I'm wired. But I can stay up, this is important. Ha. Okay, maybe it's that I'm eager to get home and start doing research. I'll ask around on my usual forums to see if anyone has information on ditchlings. Is that what you called them? That's right. You go on home now, and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the online. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need to talk. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see ya. Bye, Sel. Hey, she acknowledged me. Woo! It's excellent iced or warm. Though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones. I don't want my bones to be that awake, thank you very much. Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. Alrighty, let's call it a night. Mind walking me home? I'm gonna be a big tough man for you, Stella. Yeah, I'm walking you home. Well, this is me. Are you good finding your way back? Yeah, I just came to town and have only walked the path through the woods up to my house on the cliffside, you know, once. I've never walked up there. I've only walked down. But yeah, I can find my way back absolutely perfectly. Of course. I'm gonna nervously look back at the dark road behind me, I think. Sorry, Sel. I think I just need some time alone tonight. I'm sorry. We'll talk tomorrow, alright? See you around? Leaving his town as soon as I can. I don't know. I think I did. Yeah, we're in this together. It's the only option to say yes. So it's a little more enthusiastic than I really want to be, but it's okay. Yeah, we are. Stay safe. You begin the long hike back up to the Scarlet Estate alone. Hope Tabitha's okay. Almost home. I should be fine walking in the woods as long as I hear noise. I don't know. Your salvation in sight. You make a mad dash to the door. Oh, I got my achievement was good cousin. End episode 1 at the estate. Huh. Okay, what was her accent? Thank God, you're back. Where the hell have you been? If it gets quiet, that usually. Oh yeah, it's true. That's true. It's quiet. There's a predator. But I don't know that, like, those creatures. I don't know that they are. And I was more worried about like walking off the cliff, or like into a ditch or something, right? Like, because it's a trail through the woods in the dark that I'm not familiar with. So, uh, I watched a man die tonight. I'll say I called you back as soon as I had reception. That's an explore option. I don't care. You gave me a heart attack. Um. Oh man, there's a lot of good options here. You stay on the trail. Yeah, but like, what if it's hard to keep the trail, right? Like, I don't know how clear the trail is, and even then, a lot of times the trails like will have rocks or, roots or something on them. Like, trails aren't always nice and even and clean to walk on. Okay, we have I watched a man die tonight. We have I saw horrible things tonight. I don't remember the minor outside the general store. Watched a man die tonight. I saw horrible things tonight. I got suckered into something. It was weird. All of those are really good options. I mean, not all of them, but the 3 I just read, those are what I'm choosing between. I saw horrible things tonight. I watched a man die tonight is probably the most dramatic, but at the same time, it gives so much away. I feel I saw horrible things tonight is like, but maybe it's not enough to get her attention, right? I really want her. Yeah, it depends on the trail exactly. And I don't know what this trail is like. I'm assuming it's not well kept, considering the house is not well kept. But um, I'm worried that I saw horrible things tonight. She'd be like, "Oh yeah, I see horrible things all the time. I also live in Scarlet Hollow, like." So she might not really take the bait. But I watched a man die tonight. Does get it. But look, I sucked into something. It was weird. But I have a feeling she'll like talk over that. She'll be like, yeah, but whatever. And then I won't get to, like, was there hello? A man died. I met this girl. We hit it off. And one of those options feels different from the other. Yeah, they're kind of. It's like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna say I watched a man die tonight. I went into the woods with this girl I met to find some cryptids, and it ended with us watching a man die. There's a lot of extra words here that I didn't really want to say. Ah, so you met Stella then. Ugh, that explains everything. And she's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Did you hear the dying part? Don't you want to know who died? Whatever. Okay, good night. Wait, don't you want to hang out? Can you tuck me in? Okay, good night. She was unfazed, yeah. I mean, like, I'd be curious at least who died, Like, who died? You're alone in the estate. The sound of the wind whistling through the house gives you an uneasy feeling in your gut. It's probably best to turn in and try to leave the night behind you. I want to explore. It's the middle of the night in a spooky estate. Why am I in bed? I want to explore. even if Tabitha gets mad that I'm like in like, you know, the West Wing is forbidden, you know, Beauty and the Beast style crap, but like even if I can't go in, even if I just want to explore around the parts that like I am allowed it, you know. Yeah. I say a man died tonight and she's like, "Yeah, I'm dead inside." Yeah. She doesn't care. She probably sees people die all the time. I mean, she is in charge of the mines after all. You thoughtlessly stumble into your room, and before you even fully realize you're there, you've already collapsed onto the mattress exhausted. From the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Eventually the sun will rise and chase away the monsters, and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. Ooh, look at all spooky eyes. Mm. Ooh, cool little animations. Who's that? Who is that? I don't think we met that person. Unless that's me. I don't think so. I don't like how they look. I don't know why. Oh, there were eyes up there. Spooky jack-o'-lantern. The mines. Man, why do so many games have mines? It's bringing back Life is Strange, True Colors. What's on that? Why so many locks? Oh, it's something in the house. Scarlet Hollow. Hmm. Okay, so I got some achievements for ending episode 1 with book smart and mystical as my traits, which is kind of weird because it's like finish episode 1 with book smart as your trait. Was there a way to change my trait? Like, I don't know. Like, you could have. I don't know. That's kind of weird. But I guess if you want the other achievements, you can't just like replay the beginning again and choose a bunch of those traits, right? You have to play through all of episode 1 again, and there's not just one achievement for ending episode 1, right? You have to play through the entire episode with the other traits in order to get those other achievements. So I see what they're doing, but episode 2 awaits. If you'd like to continue with this world state in episode 2, please save your game now. Okay. Yes. Okay. Return. Continue. Would you like to see a recap of episode 1 before you start episode 2? Yeah, let's see a recap. Oh, I have to read it? I'm not gonna read it. We're just gonna... You know what, never mind. This is just clips of things we saw. I thought there would be a separate recap. I hate what that is. Sound you just learned that About a bug called a mud dauber. You found a nest in your house? Oh no. Oh no, that sounds awful. I hate bugs. In my house. Especially. Why was the font red? Okay. Tuesday morning awaits. Wake up. You open your eyes. The sun has risen. The birds are singing. You are still alive. And for now, you are safe. Your gaze wanders across the room to the window and the woods beyond. You wonder if the monsters are lurking there right now, just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the crumbling estate. A familiar unease settles into your gut, tangling into a knot of anxiety, wriggling as the events of last night play out in your head. You can't help but remember Duke, slumped against a tree, pieces of him scattered across the clearing. You're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen, but you can't stay in bed forever. Oh, it's a type of wasp? Oh, ugh. Oh, but they're friendly. And they're solitary. Okay. Still don't like it. Still don't like it. Hunger pulls you from the clammy depths of the mattress. Ugh, I don't like a mattress having depth to it. You can refresh yourself on the events of the previous day by using the journal icon in the quick menu. No, thank you. We'll put our clothes on in the dresser. You never wound up putting your clothes away yesterday. Oh wait, I thought I was gonna put my clothes on. I didn't realize that I'm putting my clothes away in the dresser. I don't want to do it! Go back, go back. Let's all get out of the way before you start the day. There's a friend! Yeah. Yeah, definitely get it removed, of course. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It is quiet, but angry. Look at his little feet! Offer it your boiled peanuts! Hi, friend. Would you like some boiled peanut? The opossum hisses in disgust, stiffens, and begins to drool, feigning death. The drawer possum, a rare creature, yeah. You close the drawer. You might as well leave it be. You open the top drawer next. It's empty. As good a place as you'll find to put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd have been better off keeping your clothes in your nice clean bag, but there's no going back now. That's what I wanted to do. But I misread. Look out the window. Check the weather. The drawer pop. Yeah, new pet. He pretends to be dead every time we look at him, but he's still nice. We love him. His name is Edgar. You creep towards the window, careful not to be seen by whatever might be lurking in the garden. For a second, you thought you saw movement. It could have been an animal. It could have been something else. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Leave the window, okay. Maybe you'll head out there and investigate after you've finished waking up. Poke around the closet. Great, the doll didn't move during the night. Maybe it isn't haunted after all. Though after everything you went through yesterday, that's hardly a consolation. I love that, like, kind of attitude. They open the closet and we're like, oh good, the doll didn't move. Yay. Like, genuinely happy about that. And like, what good luck. Get dressed and head down the kitchen. Okay, time to start your day. I'm so mad that I put my clothes in the drawer. I really didn't want to. You're back in the kitchen. Frou-Frou eyes you from her favorite spot on the counter. Excuse me, ma'am, but may I pet you? Always ask consent. But may I pet your beautiful fur? Part of you hopes that flattery might win her over, as silly as that may seem. You are, after all, talking to a cat. Frou-Frou merely flicks her tail faster. It doesn't look promising. Hey. Jeez, Tabitha. Did you know the police called me this morning? You've only been here one day, and you've already got a run-in with the cops. I told you a guy died. Did you not pay attention? I knew people started listening to me now. It's kind of weird. I told you I saw someone die last night. So you did. It was late, and I was tired, and I assumed Stella put you up to a little joke after dragging you into the woods. Anyways, does it really matter? Some old farmer disappeared after going hunting in the middle of the woods at night. So what? He died. Died. Something like that was bound to happen eventually, and frankly, you're lucky it didn't happen to you. Still, they had quite a few questions about you, Sel. Before you ask, don't worry, I told them that you're an upstanding citizen, but I'd rather not waste my time talking to cops. Irritating, and this is already a very difficult week. Just don't put anything else on my plate right now, okay? I've been a really rough night. Can you cut me some slack? Duke's blood is on my hands. No. Had a really rough night. Can you cut me some slack? A man died right in front of me, and those woods are full of actual monsters. I didn't want to say those parts. That's why I did not pick that option. Stupid game. No, some old farmer went missing, and that's it. Don't let Stella get you all worked up over this. Dude, I saw his head blown off. She has that effect on people. What is up with you and Stella? We just have a history, that's all. I don't need to explain myself to you. I'm sorry. Good. Oh my god, look at that face. I've got to get to work. But listen, you'd better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. Excuse me, Mom. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask, and we won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset. Your cousin huffily exits the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, ending in the characteristic creak then slam of the front door as it opens and closes behind her. Once again, you are the only human in the estate. Am I, though? Am I? I'm not so sure about that. Unless the other humans in the other rooms in the hidden locked up wings aren't even human. Okay, well, we have a lot of things we can do. That was going to tell us to do our homework. Yeah. Okay, okay, we can head into town. We can try and clean the guest bathroom. Okay, let's investigate the garden first, at the very least. Like, I want to know what's up in this house, but I don't know how to get to those parts of the house, you know? As your eyes wander to the garden door, you shudder, remembering the brief glimpse of something you saw from your upstairs window. It was probably just a raccoon, but the uncertainty of what you saw gnaws at you and compels you to investigate, if only to prove that it was nothing. At the very least, you don't see anything now. Investigate further. You wander further into the garden, trying to pinpoint the spot where that thing had been lurking, if indeed there had been a thing to begin with. Take it all in, yeah. The garden is peaceful, but undeniably eerie. Here, more than anywhere else, you're surrounded by the ghost of what this place used to be. A greenhouse sits in the midst of the overwhelming greenery, unreachable from years of neglect, its glass clouded and cracked. Statues reach out from within seas of weeds as if begging to be rescued. And most strikingly, behind a pair of rusted metal gates, at the very peak of the mountain, sits a graveyard. You could just make out a few of the headstones, the scarlet name carved deep and proud into their faces. You notice what a good view someone would have of your window if they stood where you're standing right now. Check the ground for clues. You crouch down, pushing aside the greenery to examine the soft earth. A boot print. A big boot print. And what looks to be like some kind of viscera. Your thoughts turn to the specter from the night before. You snap a quick photo, just in case it comes in handy later. With that, you head back inside. I want to look at the cemetery, actually. I want to see the graveyard. How old are those graves? Those are my ancestors. I want to see them. Time to figure out what to do with the rest of your day. Okay. Alright, guys, what do we do? This last option isn't in the running, because I don't even know what that means. We're just gonna wait for her to get back from work. Like, do we even do anything? Do we head into town, or do we clean the guest bathroom? I'm hoping that leads into like we hear a noise or something and we go investigate or something. Like I kind of want to check out the estate. But I'm worried that we might lose any sort of potential plot lines in town. But I have no idea. Like we might even not talk to Stella at the bathroom. Like cuz I don't know if heading into town like will we meet new people or will we like follow up on what we've already done in town with Stella. Man, this feels so this game, I feel like I don't know how many branches to the story exist, right? Um like I'm almost getting really worried. Actually, you know what? Let's save. Let's save. Yeah, right? Like yeah, okay, save right here. Okay. I'm not a lot of people make good use of their saves in these sorts of games, and I don't. But we will save here because I'm just not sure. So, but because like again, this is by the makers of Slay the Princess, which has many different branches and endings and different story paths, right? But the thing is there, you just start over a bunch, but here we're not. We're continuing the same story. So I'm very worried because like the replayability of Slay the Princess is huge, right? It's really easy to replay because like each little episode only takes, 10, 20 minutes. But this would be a lot harder to replay from the beginning, though there is because like even already we pick different traits, we have different things to do, we have different options we can say based on our different traits. Like I feel like there's a lot. And if it were any other like developer, I might think, oh, surely, a lot of these lead back to the same plot lines. But I'm not so sure with the makers of Slay the Princess, you know? The reason you can never finish story games is multiple paths. Oh yeah, yeah. But this one, like, I kind of want to already play it again once we're done and like start from the beginning, choose different traits, and like choose completely different paths than what we did, right? Just to see. I want to see how it's different. But we'll keep going for now. But like, I'm very intrigued. So, all right, let's clean the bathroom. Refusing the call, the most fun move is not to play, is the achievement I got. Oh, I thought the last one, just waiting for Tabitha to get back, was like the least fun option. I was hoping that something interesting happens. If you're going to have to keep using that ungodly bathroom, you're going to at least make sure the surfaces have been bleached. I mean, it's probably for the best. We really should clean this. This is disgusting. You scrounge for cleaning supplies, finding a few dusty containers and spray bottles, none of which you recognize. They all feel like antiques, but they're the best you have. How about I go into town, buy cleaning supplies, see if any adventures come up, and if not, come back here. Armed with a rag and a trash bag, you set to work. It is a monumental task, and it nauseates you to think about just how many years of caked up dirt, gunge, it must mean grunge, and former fluids you have to scrub away to return some semblance of normalcy to the bathroom. That might be as much as you can do without a pressure washer and renovations, but at least taking showers here won't make you feel dirtier than when you started. But your admiration of a job adequately done is interrupted by the sudden heavy thunk 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 of a metal door knocker, the sound seeming to reverberate its way down your spine. Oh, it's the police, probably. Someone is at the front door. Before you get the chance to decide whether or not to answer, it opens. Oh, it's Sybil. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't scare you. Wonder what happens if we pick the other option. Yeah, we'll see maybe here in a little bit. I've been up thinking about what you went through all night. I brought some fresh tea. Let's settle in somewhere and talk. You and the old hippie make your way back to the kitchen. She gives one of Tabitha's few mugs a thorough rinse before pouring you steaming tea from her thermos. The smell is amazing, a nostalgic, earthy odor reminiscent of fall, as if it was brewed with autumn leaves. Take a sip. You take a sip of tea. It tastes not unlike a rotten log, but somehow it isn't unpleasant, like you're tasting a hike through dawn-dampened woods. It leaves a refreshing, citrusy aftertaste, like a cool breeze sweeping the leaves from the path the tea left on your tongue. Okay. Sybil was right. You can already feel it begin to ease some of the strain and tension from last night's events. I hope you like it. This is my new chaga and lemon balm blend. I love experimenting with local ingredients. Oh, I love lemon balm. I like spearmint lemon balm. That was a tea my grandmother made because she grew spearmint and lemon balm, and it tasted really good. I liked it. It was apparently good for your stomach, right? That's what she considered it, anyway. She called it tummy tea. So if you had an upset stomach, she would make that tea. It tastes like a raw log. That sounds very nice. I think it means in a good way. Somehow. Is there any news about Duke? What did you want to talk to me about? Thanks for the tea, but I was looking forward to my day of isolation. So, like, as though I'm punishing myself, giving myself, the thing that you get in prison. I don't know. Why are you here? Is it because I decided to stay home today? Out with it, lady. I don't have all day. What do you want to talk to me about? Oh, nothing much. You went through quite the ordeal last night and are holed up alone in, well, bless her heart, but Tabitha hasn't exactly reclaimed this place since Pearl Ann passed. I feel like I'm inhaling cobwebs. I wanted to check in on you. How are you holding up, dear, really? Why do you want to know? That's just, I mean, it's a free question, but I don't want to, that feels so rude. I don't know how I'm doing. So much has already happened, and I've only been here for a day. I'm not good, Sybil. Well, I'm fine. So you came all the way up for nothing. I don't know how I'm doing. So much has already happened. I've only been here for a day. Well, if it's any consolation. There is a sound somewhere above you, a creaking floorboard betraying a shifting presence. There is something in the room above you. I knew it. I knew we'd hear a sound, and we get to investigate. You heard that too, didn't you? You know, dear, I was planning to stop by the mines for a quick chat with your cousin. Maybe it would be a good idea if you came along. I don't like the thought of you being alone in this big house. Not with the town the way it is right now. There's another creak from above. Leaving suddenly seems like a very good idea. And yet, that thought feels like it's not entirely your own. It unsettles you, though not as much as a sound coming from the floor above your head, over your head. Is something in the estate telling you to leave? Do you think this place is haunted? If it is haunted, I wouldn't doubt that you'd find out as soon as you were alone here for too long. It sounds to me like whatever might be here is already restless to have you to itself. Okay. Let's get out of here. Yes, take me to my cousin. I want to go see her anyway. I was kind of hoping to go back to town, but I guess I can do that after seeing Tabitha. Wait. I can just do that? I can just go and visit my cousin to mines? Heck yeah, let's go. Suddenly heard, I don't want to leave. I wanted to stay here. But all of the options. Okay, well, we'll do the one where we also get to go to town. I really don't want to see Tabitha at the mines. I just don't want to go to the mines, man. Who wants to go to the mines? I was kind of hoping to go back to town, but if you're already going that way, I guess I can do that after seeing Tabitha. Wonderful. Let's go. Neither of you waits around to see if the sounds will continue. You quickly make your way to the back to the door and out into the inviting autumn air. You're once again surprised by the freshness of the mountain breeze, your lungs having grown accustomed to the stale, dusty air of the estate, not realizing how much they were being suffocated. At least it's a pleasant day for a walk. There really is nothing like the mountains in autumn. There is something comforting about the woman's presence. She exudes a warmth, her smile feeling like kindly approval, even though you feel you've done nothing to earn it. Were you born here? How did you wind up in this town? My family has been in these hills for generations. Possibly even longer than yours. I married into the general store, though. Before that, we were just your standard hill folk. Kept to ourselves, fended for ourselves. That's why I know so much about the local flora. That kind of knowledge was vital for all the generations that came before me to survive out here. You know much about my let's ask next. Is there a Mr. Sybil? There was, but unfortunately he passed about a year and a half ago, give or take. Life up in the hills can be hard on people, for all kinds of reasons, even if you never step foot in the mines. Do you much about my family? Any history I should know about? Oh yes, everyone around here knows quite a bit about your family. You founded the town, after all. Your family and the history of this town are completely intertwined. Your great-great... Well, I'm not exactly sure how many greats that would be. Some distant grandfather of yours started the mine, which started the town. The town nearly collapsed into ruin after the collapse of 1918, and once again your family pulled it back up. Now here we are. Tell me about what happened in 1918. In 1917, were there these, like, white little animals in the woods, maybe? I'm not sure what else there is to say. What do you want to know? I'm surprised my family doesn't own the general store. It seems like the sort of thing the founders of a mining town would want to control. That's a kind of odd thing to say, but I'm saying it anyway. That's a bit of a touchy subject. My husband's family has owned the store since the 20s or so, and the Scarlets have been trying to buy it off of them ever since. That continues to this very day. I know it's a big reason why my daughter is reluctant to leave town as much as she's always saying she will. Did you know Tabitha owns most of the houses around here? If she owned the general store too, well, Scarlet Hollow would be 2 steps away from a company town. I don't think Kanika likes that thought very much. The collapse? Like an economic collapse, or... We've certainly had our fair share of those, but no. There was a mine collapse in 1918. The town lost so many souls that day. Men and boys. This was before child labor laws came into effect in these parts. As if the collapse wouldn't have been bad enough tragedy on its own. Bad enough tragedy on its own. There had to be children involved. It seems your family avoided most of the blame, especially since they managed to pull the town back together afterwards. Hard to remember to be angry at someone when they're the reason you have food on your table. So our mine is the whole reason this town exists? I'd say so. If it fails, I'm not sure anybody would be able to stick around for long. That being said, I suppose everything has to end eventually. One shouldn't plan on things to continue on exactly the same forever. That big house, we must have been loaded. Do you think we're still loaded? It's really not my place to speculate about people's finances. But you've seen the state of the place. I think that speaks for itself. Is it really just me and Tabitha? Why are there so few of us left? I suppose fate is crueler to some than to others. In a lot of ways, your family has been very fortunate. But the Scarlets have seen their fair share of death as well. Maybe more than their fair share. Change the subject. Okay. What do you think of Tabitha? She works too hard. But I suppose that's the burden she carries, with your family's mind to run. It can't be doing her any good, though. I'm sure that has something to do with her disposition. Bless her heart. What do you think of Stella? Such a ray of sunshine. Even after what happened with her parents, she tries to smile through each day. It's admirable, if you ask me. Wait, what happened to her parents? It was a car accident. Such a tragedy. Oh, that's why she's afraid of cars. They both died. She made it out, mostly unscathed. Poor thing. I know it hasn't been easy for her. It's clear that she carries that burden with her every day, as much as she tries to pretend otherwise. Okay, I don't want to ask about, can I go to church? No. Continue on in silence. The two of you are interrupted by a woman jogging toward you. Joan, wonderful to see you as always. Have you met Sel? Sybil? And no, we haven't met. Joan here is our resident doctor, and Sel is Vivian's kid, of course, in the town for the funeral. I put that together. Okay, offer her my boiled peanut. Offering friendship to the stern woman. Put those disgusting things away. And because you don't seem particularly sharp, let me be clear about something. Don't even think about calling me Joan. It's Dr. Kelly to you. People my son's age don't get first name privileges. How is Reese doing? Any better these days? Dr. Kelly lets out a small, frustrated sigh. He's surviving. Same as usual. You know that. Her son has a rare condition. Do you make a habit of sharing that kind of private information with anyone who wanders into town? Tell him Kanika says hello. I get the feeling she and Stella miss seeing him. Oh, wait, it's that guy. The guy that Stella called, remember? And was like, hey, do you want to come out and go look for the skunk ape with us? And he was like, I can't leave. Remember that? Oh, since you're here, maybe we should set them up for a visit this week. Doesn't that sound nice? Sel could come too. Sybil, they're adults. We don't need to set them up on playdates. And you know how easy it is for him to tire himself out. It's not worth it. I need to get home and get him his meds. Can't stand around talking all day. The woman starts her jog again, her pace faster than before, almost as if she's running away from the awkward interaction. She's a bit of a brusque woman, isn't she? But her heart is in the right place. Anyway, we should be on our way too. It's not too much further. She was right. It takes very little time to reach Scarlet Hollow Mines. A humble exterior greets you at the place that made your family its fortune. Your cousin just so happens to be at the gates, but it seems you aren't the only visitor she's dealing with at the moment. This is ridiculous. You can't fire me for having a damn cold. This has got to be some kind of, I don't know, rights violation. You aren't fired, Terrence. You're laid off. Cutbacks had to be made, and obviously I am going to prioritize those cutbacks on workers who have a habit of missing shifts. I had mono. I was puking my guts out. I couldn't crawl my sorry ass into that pit, and you wouldn't have wanted me there anyway. And you only give me 3 days a year to get sick. It's a shit system. You don't have a note from a doctor. I can't just take you at your word. If you wanted extra sick days, you could have had them, with the proper paperwork. Don't forget, by not showing up, you put extra pressure on your coworkers to pick up your slack. That's not fair to them. And if you have a tendency to get sick like that, maybe you shouldn't be working in a place like this to begin with. As for your lodgings, I'll give you 2 weeks to move out. The hell with you and your damn mind, and the shit house you've had me living in. It'd all be better off a heap of rubble. The miner kicks the dirt in a final act of frustration, but wanders off, leaving Tabitha standing steadfast at the gates. Sybil? Sel? What are you doing here? I wanted to have a word with your cousin here, and I had some business with you as well. Though it looks to me like you're busy. I wouldn't want to impose. Why don't you drop by the tea room sometime this week, Tabitha? Yeah, sure. I'll swing by tomorrow. Wonderful. I'll be on my way, but it was lovely catching up, Sel. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other around town. The woman finally leaves, and you're alone with your cousin once again. Well, so much for you not intruding on my work. Come on, I guess. I'll babysit you in my office. Just don't make yourself a burden, all right? I have a lot of work to do today. You want me to read all the stories? Okay, yeah, sure. What was all that layoff stuff about? That's nothing. That's nothing you have to worry about. Running a business isn't all sunshine and roses. In fact, it's almost never sunshine and roses. I think there's a presence in your house, Tabitha. Okay, to listen to that. I'm not very good narrator. A presence? What, like a ghost? Just because it's a creepy old house doesn't mean it's haunted. Not even Stella thinks it's haunted, and she'd be banging down my door to film some video in my house. In a building as old and as big and old as the estate, there are gonna be noises. It shifts in the wind, doors slam on their own. Get used to it. I don't need you running out here every time you hear a creaky floorboard. I cleaned the guest bathroom. And that'd be fun with the bad accents. No, no, no. Clean the guest bathroom. You what? But there could have been important stuff in there. Sure, it was messy, but it's not like it was unsanitary or anything. What gave you the right to throw things away just because they looked like trash to you? Yeah, no, 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 no. Well, because I don't even have anything like if I even want, what would I even narrate if I narrated stuff besides this game? Right? Like, unless it's like, I don't know, really old books. There's nothing to narrate but this game. You're rich, you're paying me. For what? To do what? You can't, because you don't have rights. You'd have to pay me to read like, I don't know, Sherlock Holmes or something to read you books. Oh, just to read the books. I see, I see. Not to record it or anything. Just read the book. Okay. In a hole in the ground, there lived the Hobbit. It's right here. Yeah. No, 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 no. And record it. Well, yeah, but I wouldn't be able for yeah for okay for you. A private recording. Yeah. No, 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 no. But maybe my own books one day if I get them written, then I can like narrate it. Wouldn't that be fun? I don't appreciate people coming into my space and moving things around. Don't try to be helpful again. Got it? Um, if I'm the one using it, I get to decide how clean it's going to be. Do you want me to put all the garbage back? Ooh, oh yeah, we're gonna be salty. We're gonna be salty. Do you want me to put the garbage back? Get rating, yeah. If only it were that easy. Hard. Honestly, yes, that would be preferable to not knowing whether you threw out any precious family heirlooms thinking they were garbage. But what's done is done. You probably mixed it all together, and whatever might have been salvageable is ruined. Tabitha clears her throat, clearly still seething, but trying to cover it back up. Or trying to cover what? Trying to clear it back up, I guess. Um, I have to get back to work. Try not to bother me. I need to concentrate. Okay. She returns to her place behind the desk and proceeds to ignore you. As you settle in, you take in the details of her office. You're surprised to see a poster of what looks like Stella. Oh, there it is. She's banned, though, so it's not, I don't know that's a poster. She has apparently been banned from the mines. Yeah. Stella isn't the only likeness captured on the walls of your cousin's trailer. On either side of Tabitha's desk are portraits of older people, a woman and an old-timey man. A shotgun hangs menacingly over the desk. There. Besides that, there isn't much else to see. Man, there's so much. Oh my god, there are so many things to ask. Miners working on the same mine that collapsed, so they have to dig out people's bodies. That was like 100 years ago. I yearn for the mines. I don't. But all these games have mines in them. Hey, wait, this dude is the same one we had in the estate. The Doctor Strange looking guy, the chubby Doctor Strange. Let's see. Why is there a poster of Stella saying she's banned from your property? Stella likes to poke around in places she shouldn't. She keeps sneaking up here to film videos or whatever her excuse was. As if that's not a lawsuit waiting to happen, so she's banned. Who are those people on the wall? These guys. I'm sure you recognize Pearl Ann at this point. And the other one is Enoch, our great-great-grandfather, who saved the mine from ruin after the collapse. I'm sorry, which one is Pearl Ann? This one? This guy has a mustache. I don't think that's her mom. But maybe. I don't know. Enoch, our great-great-grandfather who saved the mine from the collapse. Okay. The idea was to have all the family members who own the mines up on this wall, but I don't think Pearl Ann was too excited to have great-grandma Eddie staring down at her all day. So we're missing one. Can't blame her. I remember that woman well enough to know why she wouldn't want the reminder. I learned there was a big mine collapse up here once. Do you think something like that could ever happen again? Of course not. That only happened because of someone else's negligence. We don't make those kind of mistakes, especially not with the current mining technology. Our family trusted a man who we shouldn't have trusted. Charles Shaw. He cut corners, used cheap and damaged materials. People died because of him. So we never hired someone else from outside the family to help run this place ever again. And what do you know? We've never come close to having another collapse. I might be what people consider a tough boss, but I run a tight ship. And that's how you avoid accidents. You know, that's a good point. It's a good point. That guy, he's sick too often, takes off too much from work, and yeah, it puts too much stress on his coworkers, and like they can't run the mines. It gets dangerous. Like I get it, why she's kind of rough about it. He could have had a doctor's note. He said he had mono, so he probably went to a doctor. Like just get him a red note that we just passed the doctor on the trail. I think it's good. I don't care about those questions. I'm gonna let her work. You sit for a few long minutes. Tabitha taps away at her keyboard. The pleasant bird song you're used to hearing as the constant backdrop of Scarlet Hollow has been replaced with the distant sounds of machinery, muffled as it is by Tabitha's thin office walls. And then the sounds of machinery are joined by another sound, the angry rumbling of your stomach. Say nothing, you are stoic and you won't be defeated by hunger. I'm starved. Is there a good place to get grub around here? I don't really like calling food grub, to be honest. Um, hey, are you hungry? I could pick us up something if there's a place to get food. Yeah, it would be nice. Oh, I guess now that you mention it, yeah. The cafeteria has a mac and cheese I don't hate. It's the building with a big cafeteria sign on it. Try not to get lost. I don't need you falling down any mine shafts. Okay. You get up, leaving Tabitha's office and once again stepping out into the fresh air. This cafeteria sign is not as obvious as Tabitha made it out to be. All the gray, corrugated buildings look vaguely the same. You aren't quite sure what direction you should start heading in. Get directions from a nearby group of miners, I guess. You approach the nearest group of miners. You could cut to the chase and ask where the cafeteria is, but you were here among the workers unsupervised. What's the harm in asking if any of them have seen anything unusual? You got a reason to be bothering us? Hey, I'm Tabitha's cousin. Yeah, we know. You popped in the diner and just stared at everyone there. That townie you were with made sure we knew who you were. Oh, these were the guys from the diner. I thought you guys were firefighters. You're miners. That makes sense too. Yeah, I know. It just reminds me of bugs. Grub is bugs. I don't want it. I don't want bugs. How can we help? Um. Hmm. So about this guy on the bus. Why are we talking about him? Or beanie and a shirt that said, I want to, yeah. He said he had some friends working the mines up here. I think I need some grub to change my mind. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. A lot of people wear beanies. I don't think I'm gonna be distinguishing these two guys. I don't know how important they are, but like I'm running out of voices, especially night. Oh, he gave me some boiled peanuts. Y'all want any? Pass. No thanks. I'm good. Now, is there anything else we can help you with? Know about a guy named Wayne? Yeah, we knew him. He was such a cut up. Miss that dude. What happened to him? The miners shift for a moment, uncomfortably glancing at one another. Isn't that the guy y'all said was, he's gone. That's all that matters. I'm gonna press them on it. What happened to him? Ain't our place to talk about it. Least of all, not with the boss cousin. Okay. So, what do you think of Tabitha, speaking of the boss? The miners stare at you, distrust in their eyes. Harrison chews her sandwich slowly. She works hard. She's a good enough boss, end of story. Seen anything weird lately? The miners look you up and down. Weird how? Like, weird... I mean, I think it's more likely they would hear noises coming from the woods than see animal. I guess they could see animals with growths, right? But I don't think they're going to be seeing those white things that we saw. But they might hear weird noises coming from the wood. But maybe they won't because like they're miners, right? Like there's the mining noises out here, the clunking of machinery. I don't think they're going to be hearing a lot of like noises from the woods because of how loud the machinery is. So we're going to do like weird animal sightings. Nope. You've been talking to that townie? The one the boss gave a lifetime ban to? Yeah, she's like a Bigfoot YouTuber or something. Her videos are actually pretty good. But you know, now that I think about it, it's pretty weird. I haven't seen many animals at all lately. Used to be, I'd see all sorts of critters. Now it's mostly birds. This is your first year up here, ain't it? Just not used to the seasons changing. All the animals are hibernating, that's all. I don't know. She's got a point. I've been up here 5 years now, and it's never been like this before. Huh. Maybe it's that global warming then. I think they're calling it climate change now. Okay, oh, we can ask weird noises too. Great. Not a peep. We're underground most of the day, though. You know, I heard something unusual the other night. I thought it might have been an owl or something, but it didn't sound right. It was an owl. You're just not used to local wildlife yet. Okay. Got a couple of other questions. Like the cafeteria, for instance. I'm going to do you a favor and not tell you where it is. Oh, come on, Zax. Go easy on her. I am going easy on her. The calf is slop. You're better off grabbing a bite at the diner. Only good establishment in town. I don't know. Mac and cheese is pretty decent. Mac and cheese is the only thing that's decent, and we all know why that is. Why? Why is the mac and cheese the only thing that's decent? Come on, let's get out of here. Our shift's about to start anyways. So much for getting a straight answer. The cafeteria remains a hidden treasure, and you remain without a map. Approach a different group of miners, yeah. Hi, guys. Rodriguez. Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin, can we help you with something? How do you know I'm Tabitha's cousin? We saw you walk in with her. What do you guys think of Tabitha? Three men visibly stiffen. Lovely woman. Always been a good boss. Runs the place well. Oh, they're all lying to me. Anyway, you know this guy I met on the bus? He said he had some friends up here. Maybe. What's he like? You tell the group of miners about your encounter on the bus yesterday. I think I'd probably remember someone like that. Yeah, he's no friend of mine, that's for sure. Never met him. I don't know. Okay. You know a man named Wayne? Wayne? You mean Sam Wayne? What are you asking about him for? Wait, have you seen him? Lie? Why would we lie? Man, they're giving me the option to lie about this. But I don't know if I'm a very good liar, though, is the problem. So I'm gonna say I did see him. Because there was an option, like, I'm book smart and mystical, right? But there's an option where you're a good liar. So... Saying no might just, cause problems. Yeah. Let's just say we saw him. Really creepy encounter. Oh, thank God. Everyone thought he was dead. Now, hold on. Creepy doesn't exactly sound like Wayne, does it? How do you know it was him? That's what Sybil was calling him. Good woman, but I don't expect she know every mining fella in town by sight if you catch my drift. Smithy, you're losing me. I'm just saying, it'd be awfully strange for Wayne to still be in town, wandering around, following the stranger, and some stranger not checking in with any of his buddies. Sounds to me like somebody who got sick of work and is having a little fun playing hooky. Imagine you're probably bad liar IRL. I don't know if I'm good or bad, actually. Okay, yeah, it does sound like a little bit unlike him. I thought his lady friend had him under lock and key. Just smells fishy to me. Until I see him face to face, I'm not convinced whoever is calling himself Sam Wayne ain't the very reason we haven't seen hide nor hair of the man. No, there's no way. He's not. He can't be. See, I don't like lying is the thing. But I don't know that I'm, bad at it. I just don't like it. I'm not ruling it out. If you want my theory, that girlfriend of his, he wasn't the first to catch her eye. Any one of her jilted ex-lovers could have seen them sneaking around and got a little hot under the collar, if you catch my meaning. The miners are silent for a moment, glancing between each other nervously as they imagine the possibility. I told him not to get involved with her. I told him. Who was Wayne seeing? Whoa, now, you don't know. There's no way I'm poking that wasp's nest. Forget we said anything. Wasp nest again. Seems to be a theme tonight, huh? Yeah, I don't want to be next on the chopping block. Gotta press him. Come on, don't dangle something like that. Look, I just don't want to cause any trouble. Enough people are losing their jobs as it is. I've got mouths to feed. Losing their jobs and, in Sam Wayne's case, disappearing. We've already said too much. Come on, boys. As Smith and Rodriguez turn to leave, Isaac hesitates. I'll just be a minute, guys. You're a funeral, man. I wanted to ask you something in private. I'm about to grab something from the caf if you don't mind joining. How serendipitous. You still don't know where the cafeteria is, but this haggard young man has, of his own accord, offered to share his wisdom with you. I was actually looking for the cafeteria. Great, let's walk. You follow the hard-faced... I get to ask them if anything weird happened, though. Asking about Wayne's girlfriend was supposed to be an explore option. It wasn't supposed to... That was wrong. That wasn't explore. It was supposed to not progress the story ahead. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I misread it. You follow the hard-faced young man, an anxious energy in his step, as he escorts you to a building whose cafeteria sign is definitely much smaller than Tabitha made it out to be. You line up at the steaming piles of subpar food, undoubtedly made as cheaply as possible, judging by your cousin's business practices. Still, it smells good enough, and you find your mouth watering in anticipation of the bland offerings. You said something earlier about seeing Wayne. The man's voice is quiet and nervous. Did Tabitha see him? Did she say anything to you about him? Told you everything I know. Can't talk. Hungry. Why are you asking me? Look, man, I just want to get some food. I can't help you. I'm not telling you anything. Please leave me alone. Dude, we said we'd come to the cafeteria with him. Come on. I told you everything I know. Shit. Look, Sam Wayne is a friend of mine, and he's been missing for over a week now, and I seem to be the only person around here who gives a rat's ass about it. And I'd be willing to bet the last person who saw him was... Oh, are we talking about a certain young man who may or may not have caught the boss's eye? That Sam Wayne fellow, wasn't it? Whatever. If anyone asks, we never talk, got it? I don't want to disappear, too. What's got that kid so jumpy? It's like he never heard of a guy running off because he got broke up with before. Yep, I've skipped town over less. Oh, it's my lucky day. They got the chicken and dumplings. You like the chicken and dumplings? I thought the only good thing was the mac and cheese. We all know why it's good, apparently. What do you guys know about this Wayne fellow? All I know is that a certain someone got involved with somebody he shouldn't have, and nobody in camp seen him since. I figured he'd just run off to live in that big mansion with his Belle. The thought of a strapping young man like him with that sour face, broad, always left such a bad taste in my mouth. As if you wouldn't fall on your knees if a woman of means showed the slight bit of interest in you. Yeah, or any woman at all. Fair enough. Are you talking about Tabitha or are you talking about Pearl Ann? Pearl Ann. Pearl Ann's dead, though. He got broken up with. Wait, you talking about Tabitha? Yep. You best get going. Wouldn't want that hot meal to go cold. No reason to stay here any longer. Okay. You step back into the weak sunlight, clutching the containers of various beige slops, and start making your way back towards her trailer. Why does it look like it's dark out? This was lunch, wasn't it? But you don't make it far before you're struck by an intense feeling. You recognize the hollow terror as the same thing you felt last night when you set eyes on that awful man in the miner's jacket. Sel, I wish you could have stayed at the estate. It's dangerous here. I wanted to stay at the estate too, actually. The game wouldn't let me, though. You need help? Was it you in the garden? Attack him? What do you mean dangerous? Because of mine? Or just run? Dude. I'm gonna run. I don't like this guy. You turn tail and run, but before you can take more than a few steps, the figure is already in front of you. You stumble with surprise and find yourself on the ground. You don't have to be afraid of me. I am the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. Excuse me? What's going to happen? I'll be watching you. Run back to Tabitha's office. Though you're now alone, you still find yourself running as if pursued, holding onto the cafeteria food for dear life, your heart beating fast and desperate. I'm surprised I still have it, even though I fell on the ground. Tabitha meets you at the door. Took you long enough? What, was there a long line? Okay, we can ask why Wayne is... We can tell her that Wayne's following us. We can ask to go back to the estate. We can ask if this town is always weird. We can just say I want to go home entirely. I'm scared. It's just a long line. That's all. You take me back to the estate. I don't think I should be here. I don't want to be here. I never wanted to come in the first place. I'm not interested in mines and mining. Thank you very much. What? In the middle of the workday, I'm not going anywhere. I have meetings and emails and a very complicated spreadsheet that needs to get done, and... Your cousin's attention is suddenly drawn elsewhere. She stares past you, focusing on something in the distance. Is that Stella? How many times do I have to tell her? She's banned before she understands what that means. Tabitha shuts the door, and you both march your way down the hill. As you and Tabitha approach Stella, the two old-timers take notice and wander off. Tabby, Sel, hey, I was just trespassing? Well, yeah, but I have a good reason this time. Shit, I knew we needed to look out. Is there someone talking to you through an earpiece? Kanika, is that you on the other end? Oh, it's her, okay. Stella hastily removes her earbud, muffling the other voice. Sorry, Tabby. It's just that Oscar's kid, Rosalina, has been missing since yesterday, so we decided to ask around, see if anybody had seen her, and while we were at it, we were also seeing if anybody had encountered these things we saw in the woods last night. Ditchlings that Sybil said are like little mothmen foretelling doom. Stella. And also, there's this guy called Wayne who used to work up here and who Kanika says is super creepy and sick. And Stella, Wayne was dating Tabitha. That's awkward. Yeah? Just just stop. Stop talking. It's not like I was filming or anything, and I'm barely here, I promise. You are standing right in front of me. Extremely here. Why didn't you check the usual teen haunts for that kid? Maxwell Place, or the gas station, or whatever? Anywhere but here. Why are you where you are explicitly not allowed to be? I mean, it's the site of one of the worst catastrophes that ever befell the town. If there's another one coming, it makes sense, doesn't it? That's what our research pointed us towards, at least. Our research? Who's we, you and Kanika? Yeah, she would think something awful was gonna happen up here. She hates me and everything I stand for, and thinks the town would be some bustling utopia if I wasn't around to ruin it. When in reality, we both know it wouldn't exist without me. Who's that? Whatever you're looking for, you're barking up the wrong tree. So just go someplace else before... Tabitha once again trails off. Both she and Stella have noticed the girl with a dark braid and glasses sneaking along the ridge. It's Rosalina. Kanika, we found her. She's headed up the hill. Up the hill. Not headed for the old mine, is she? The one that collapsed? We'd better go after her before somebody gets killed up there. You've got to be kidding me. No, this is great. I'll just go let her know Oscar's looking for it. Then we can get out of your hair. Bye, Tabby. See you around. Stella hurries after the girl, disappearing over the hill. Damn it. I'm never going to finish my spreadsheets. Nobody needs to be playing around in those mines. We'd better go break this up. I don't really care about mines, to be honest. You can vaguely hear voices emanating from the boarded-up entrance to the old mine. They went in? Does Talon have no sense of self-preservation? Cousin bonding time. No, we're going after them. We have to go in there, don't we? Can you do this alone? I don't think I should be involved. Honestly, yeah, I don't think I should be involved. I know nothing about mines. No way. I'm keeping you in my line of sight. I don't want any repeats of yesterday. Just stick with me. I know my way around. I don't like the thought of you walking around an abandoned coal mine, but I'd rather not leave you out here unattended while it gets dark. You should be safe enough with me there to guide the way. Tabitha huffs her way into the mine entrance, disappears into the darkness. What if I just run away right now? I'll follow her. You follow her and enter the mine. Okay. I think this is where we're going to save it for today. We just went into the mine. Yeah, we'll save it over here. Well, no, right here. We have 9 whole pages of save files. 9 times 6, 54. We have 54 saves we could do. All about the mines, all connected. I'm just not into mines. I don't like the mines and legal company. I wasn't into the mining plot line of Life is Strange, True Colors. I'm just not a mining person. And there were other mines too. I forget what games, but we've seen a bunch of other mines, I feel like. But yeah, I don't yearn for the mines particularly. I'm not a miner person. I'm not a mining. I don't like the mines. Not into miners. Nope. 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 Yeah. I don't like mines. The mines can be yours. They don't need to be mines. Not even a very good joke. Anyway, that is it for today. We'll leave the mines for next Saturday. Oh, actually, I don't know. I think next Saturday I'm trying to see if I can stream with my brother. Because he can't stream on my birthday, but maybe I can convince him to stream like ahead of time, so it'll be like a pre-birthday edition of Spooky Saturday, I guess. So, and story's getting pretty good. Yeah, I'm like starting to get into it. Yeah, it's pretty good, but we might have to wait. Or maybe I can play it sometime this week. It doesn't have to be exclusively for Spooky Saturday. Though, like, usually if I'm playing like a story game, I do like to keep it kind of consistent rather than, play it randomly just so like people know when to show up to follow the story. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's around who really cares about that, but I usually like to try to keep it consistent if I can, usually. Um, so it might be in 2 weeks, maybe, or maybe next week. I don't know. My brother wasn't sure if he can play. I think we might for next Saturday might do Phasmophobia, I think was a game he said he'd be cool with doing. Um, because like I don't know, he doesn't really a like a lot of games that make him anxious. So he's only free Friday and Saturday evenings. So and I don't stream on Fridays. So it will have to be like a spooky Saturday. So it's got to be a spooky game. And yeah, so um but but maybe we won't do it. Who knows? Who knows? So if my brother is still down to play next Saturday, well, I'll play Phasmophobia with him. And if not, then we'll do more of this game. So that's the plan for next Saturday. A whole week in advance, but yeah. And then and I don't know, I guess I'm streaming on my birthday still, which is the week after this Wednesday. Um but I don't know. I guess I'm just doing normal stuff because I don't have anything special planned or like know of anything special to do. So it'll just probably be normal. Maybe more Medieval Dynasty or something. But I like Medieval Dynasty, so that's okay. That's fine. But I can't think of anything fun. I can't think of anything fun to do. So, but it'll be an extra bonus stream, which is still nice, right? That's still good, I guess. Um, and then let's see. Yeah, streaming tomorrow is the next time streaming. Uh, and I guess we'll play probably more Medieval Dynasty, I think. Um, mm, what else would I play? Um, yeah, I don't really think I want to do, like I said, off stream. I've been playing Repo and Schedule One, but I don't want to stream Schedule One. But Repo, I I don't know. I'm kind of like fine not streaming it for some reason. Um, so, but maybe I'll get in the mood to play it tomorrow and I'll be like, oh, well, but I have to stream. Well, I guess I'll just stream that. But probably, probably just, it's just going to be more Medieval Dynasty, I think. I think so. Because we have so much to do. We have so much to do in that game. And I have fun playing it. Like I said, it's like a game I can like get pretty addicted to and I can play for like couple days and play like 10 12 hour days of just locked in playing Medieval Dynasty. But I'm not playing it like that, right? I'm playing it in like little like 3.5 hour increments. So it's fun to watch. Well, that's good. That's good. Sometimes I like it's hard to know what games are like boring to watch or like because it's not like it's very action packed. But I don't know. I like, I guess I like playing it. So a lot of times like if a game is fun to play, it's quite possibly fun to watch. And as long as I feel like if it's fun to stream, it's probably fun to watch, right? Like some games like um here to watch me have fun. Okay. But I mean that's kind of like how it works, like if it's fun to stream, then usually it's going to be fun to watch. Yeah, if my energy is up then yours are. Yeah. Like I don't know, like some games it's just kind of hard. Like one of my favorite genre of game is, well, I do like horror games, but in addition to that, I like city builder games, but I don't think they're very fun to play, right? Well, I mean fun to stream, right? Like play on stream. They're fun, obviously fun to play. They're my favorite type of game, but I don't think they're good to stream because you're just like managing people the whole time, and managing buildings. You're like, I'm going to build this here, build, like assign these resources, do this, do that, set up this trade route, like whatever. And I don't know, mm, I don't really watch people stream them. So like maybe it is more fun than I think. But I just like don't know that I'd have much to talk about, right? That's like not very technical about the game. See, Medieval Dynasties like that, but it also has like a role play aspect to it, right? Which is fun. And it also like I feel like visually is pleasing and I don't know. I just feel like I have more And it's more hands-on, right? Like I'm doing like cutting down trees or making tunics or whatever I'm doing, right? Harvesting the flax. Um, and and running these quests and things. And if I'm doing that, like I can talk about those things, right? It's much more involved from my perspective. Um, and like so, it's not just me placing down buildings and then like, crunching numbers and stuff. And I don't know. So and also because it has characters, it has people, we can like make fun of Huberta and stuff. And even if it's not like, a huge part of the plot, not like, Scarlet Hollow and the characters in this game, but I don't know. It's still fun. It's I feel like there's enough for me to talk about in it. And, sometimes we can talk about other stuff too, and that's okay too, because it's not like super demanding. So it allows, some room for talking about other stuff, but Huberta, yeah. But now she does her job now. She does her job now. And it was and it was my fault all along that she wasn't. So we have to be a little bit nice to her. And she's pregnant now. So like even though she's drinking while pregnant, which probably isn't very good, it's okay. The medieval doctors said it was okay, so it's not her fault. You still blame her. Well, that's nice, but it's not her fault. But she still sucks. She still sneezed on me. She still walked away from me when I was flirting at her. She um she didn't tell me she didn't have any work to do, you know? So, like, she's not in the clear. Yeah, she's not in the clear. We just share the blame. It's my fault and it's her fault. It's both our faults. But I feel like I need to be a little bit nicer to her than I had been, you know? Just what's what I should do, It's what I should do. I think she was I'd have to go back and watch the VOD. I think she might have been the first person I invited to my village, actually. Hmm. Yeah. So, she's an OG. She's an OG. Um, even if she kind of sucks. But anyway. Yeah, but I think we'll play probably more Medieval Dynasty tomorrow, as it's looking now. And yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go because this game, a lot of the voices I've been doing for this game are not good for my throat. So, and that's on me. I don't know why I'm picking the voices I am, but oops. But yeah, so my throat's a little rough. I don't want it to get rough, so I wanna be careful. So, but yeah, I just it'll be fine. I just need to rest it. So, yeah, perfect voices. Exactly. It's that's what you get around these parts at least. That's the sort of quality content. Speaking of quality content, make sure you subscribe to my YouTubes, my Twitter, my TikTok, my Instagram, my Blue Sky, and join the Discord if anyone isn't in those places already. And yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out, for chatting, and for anyone lurking and VOD watchers in the future. I appreciate you too. And yeah, that's it for today's stream. So I'm gonna go. Hopefully everyone has a good night and a good day. I'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, have a good night. Goodbye.